good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. That's right, it is me, Uncle Lou, live on YouTube for you. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great week. Getting ready. No sound. Who said no sound? Quit trolling me. Of course there's sound. Quit trolling me. Week 2 of the college football season coming up this weekend. We got some great games. We'll talk about them tonight. Michigan and Oklahoma. Lou and LV is hosting Nico and UCLA. Yeah, that's right. Iowa and Iowa State, Florida and South Florida, Kentucky and Ole Miss. We got some good games. Week 2 is catching a bad rap. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm here to defend Week 2. There are some interesting games. Baylor and SMU. Duke and Illinois, a couple of 9-win teams, ACC versus Big Ten. Anyway, there's plenty of games worth watching at all 3 time slots coming up this weekend. I'll be on Patreon at 7:30 for the primetime games, including that Michigan and Oklahoma game. I'll be on YouTube tomorrow at 7 for Louisville and James Madison. Who wants to watch Louisville and James Madison? Louisville will probably win at home during the week. James Madison not a pushover in the group of 5, though. And it's a big spread in that game. I think Louisville's like a 14.5 point favorite. I'll take James Madison plus 14.5. I think they can probably keep it a little closer than that. Should be an interesting game. We'll hang out tomorrow night and watch that one at 7. Come on over to the channel. We'll have a good time. Shout out to Sleeper. They're sponsoring the call-in show tonight. Make sure you download the Sleeper app. You'll be glad you did. Make yourself some money watching these college football games. It's super simple. You pull up the app. It's got all the players on there, and you're just picking more or less on statistics. So more or less than passing yards for your favorite quarterback, touchdowns, rushing yards, whatever it happens to be. Stack your picks up, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks, whatever you want to do. Went up to 1,000 times your money. Unbelievable. Makes watching the games a lot more fun. Download the Sleeper app today. Use promo code LOU, L-O-U. And they're going to match your first deposit dollar for dollar all the way up to $100. That's right. Get yourself a free $100 courtesy of Uncle Lou. Download the Sleeper app today. Promo code Uncle Lou. You'll be glad you did.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code LOU. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
All right, yep, there you go. Download Sleeper app, promo code LOU. All right, this is a call-in show, which means we got to take phone calls and talk college football. Octavian is ready to take on the Florida State man. Now, the Florida State man has been walking around for 4 or 5 days with their chest poked all the way out. And to be honest, they kind of deserve it. They got shit on all of last year because their team was absolutely horrendous. 2-10. But they backed up their words from this offseason, and FSU quarterback Tommy Castellanos especially backed up his words. They went out and beat Alabama in week 1. So the Florida State fans have all kinds of shit to say about that now. And Octavian has had just about enough. 5-star caller, Octavian, is looking for any and all comers when it comes to the Florida State man.
5-star caller.
Yep, Octavian's a 5-star caller, and he is looking to take on mano y mano right here on the Uncle Lou Show. Any Florida State fan that has the balls and an internet connection to call into this show and go one-on-one with Octavian. And guess what? I see at least 2 Florida State fans in here now. It might take 2. It might take 2. Because Octavian is a seasoned professional and he knows what the fuck he's doing. So we'll get right to that at the top of the phone. That'll be the first phone calls we put on. I got a couple of FSU guys and Octavian, so we'll get to that. But first we have to take roll and get off my chest whatever it is that might be on my chest. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe we'll just go straight to the phone calls after we take roll. But we do have to take roll and remind you how important it is that you hit the thumbs up here at the start of the show. It's easy to do. It's free. And it takes very little time, effort, or energy on your part, but it is a big help to the show. So hit the thumbs up right now. Thank you. Yep, Tyler Harrison, Natty Dogs, Auburn fan since 2010. Jack Longley, Anthony Swift, Cooter Cat, Tim Russell, J. Dez, Dario D. No, Dario T. I apologize. Sorry. There's an apology for you. John Dickens, Texas Rocks, Georgia Man, Rand Sedai, Carolina Jackpot, James Cato, Eric Wallace, Tim Skelton, Airplane Spotter, CW2, Rory Bowen, Hand, Shoes, and Horse Grenades. What was the name in here the other day that was so funny that got me like, oh, Julius Seizure? Is Julius Seizure back in here today? That Julius Seizure was one of the best ones I've seen in a while. I've seen this Horse Grenades and Hand Shoes or whatever. I've seen that one before too. But that Julius Seizure was pretty good in here the other day. Yeah, Alan White is here. Young Citrus, Chandler Dickey, Bagmen, W. Knight, Myth, Knifey Buckeye, Steve Spurrier's Visor is here. Brendan is here. Joshua George 7015 is here. The Norwegian Method, Dave Zago, Matt Dummett, Nick Blankenship, Tristan. Good to see everybody here. Happy Thursday. NFL season started today. Jalen Carter, what a moron. Holy shit, man. I don't understand. You go all off season waiting to play the first game and you get kicked out before the first damn snap. What are you doing? What are you doing? Did y'all see he spit on, was it Dak Prescott? He literally walked right up to Dak Prescott and just spit on him. Right at the beginning of the game, right in front of the referee and the TV cameras and his parents and God and everyone else. And so, of course, they threw him out of the game immediately. I mean, he's lucky that's all that happened. You honestly deserve to get your ass beat if you spit on somebody. And it's also a crime, by the way. You could get charged. If you spit on somebody on the sidewalk and get charged with assault. I don't know what I don't know what caused it. I don't know why he did it. Oh, well, he said something to, I don't care. There's nothing he could have said. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So dumb. So dumb. And then Dallas goes right down the field and scores on their first possession of the season. They took an early lead, 7-0 over the Eagles. The Eagles then scored on their first possession to tie it up at 7. So I don't know what the score is now. I took over on the points total on that one. Actually teased it down to 42. So I've got over 42. And with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, 14-7, the Cowboys are up on the Eagles. So plenty of scoring early in that one. Hopefully it goes over that 42-point mark. And go ahead and get that Payloo movement off and running. Yeah, we have to. We have to. We have to, and we're going to. What else is on my mind today before we get to the phone calls? Nothing. Nothing, really. Honestly. Nothing. Nothing really bothering me. Ryan Williams is going out to dinner with his fucking teddy bear. Look, he's done got so much attention about. There's no way, right? There's no way Ryan Williams is walking into Bryant-Denny Stadium Saturday for their home game against Louisiana Monroe with that teddy bear, right? Surely somebody has got a hold of him and they have come up with some other type of arrangement or something. But there's no way he's going to walk in with that teddy bear on Saturday after all that's been made of that and all the attention he's been getting with that. There's no way he's still doing that, is there? I guess we'll find out Saturday. This is becoming, it's weird. Usually there's no reason or you don't care. Or you don't have to worry about trying to tune in or find like video footage of a team arriving at a stadium. A few years ago when Dan Mullen was coaching at Florida, Dan Mullen's wife used to sexually assault all the Florida football players as soon as they would get off the bus at the game. So that was fun to tune in to see. The head coach's wife sexually assaulting every single player one by one as they got off the bus. But it might be worth trying to find some sort of live feed or something somewhere of Alabama entering Bryant-Denny Stadium on Saturday just to see if Ryan Williams has that stupid fucking teddy bear still. It might be worth looking into on that. What time is that? Is that a noon game? I don't even know what time that game is. I'll have to look. The Alabama-Louisiana Monroe. noon, I'm pretty sure. Man. It's good to be me. Not for any particular reason. It just is. Octavian, you ready, buddy?
I'm ready for these definition fans, man.
Yeah, I know you're
I'm
ready.
I'm sick of hearing about them.
Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing. It's time to bury their ass today.
All right, well, here we go. Roman Go Knowles. How you doing, sir?
Sir, we can't hear you, bud.
Hey, microphone not working.
He don't know how to fucking work a microphone.
Damn. All right, he says, hold on. We got another one in here that I'm pretty sure knows what he's doing. What's up,
Oh,
Kyle?
yeah, I know how to work a microphone.
Oh, here we go.
All right,
Kyle,
here we go.
where have you been, bud? Where have you been, bud?
That's what I've been asking you for the last 20 years,
what
bud.
happened, what happened to you last year, bud? Because we couldn't find you. You was on the goddamn milk carton.
No,
finally
I
come
was
out the
here
woods?
last year. Uncle Lou
You
will tell
coming
you,
out
I
the
was here
woods?
all last year. I took my beatings on the chest like a man. We went 2-10. One of
Yeah,
the
y'all
worst
went
teams
the
in
first
football.
team in the history of the first team in the state of Florida to go 2-10. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations on that victory. I just can't
Hey.
believe it.
It was a big year last year for us. I know that.
I know
But
that
that's what I've been saying about y'all for the past 20 years. Matter of
we've
fact,
been stumping y'all ass for the last 25, 30 years. What are you talking about, sir?
that's
been stopping
bullshit.
y'all
Look up
asses.
the last 25 years against Florida State and Florida.
Then the next
Tell
sir.
me what you find. I'll let you Google that real quick, buddy.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Y'all Seminole fans ain't worth a damn. Y'all trash. Y'all got My Little Pony. When My Little Pony gets broke up, week 5 against Miami, I don't want to hear. Oh, if Castellanos would have never got hurt.
Buddy, you would know all about being broke back by Miami, wouldn't you? Because that shit happened last year in the swamp. Was it in the swamp? It was in the swamp. Yeah, they beat y'all's asses last year.
We didn't beat us last year. What have you been smoking?
Miami, you talking about Miami now?
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, they beat y'all ass, didn't they?
They beat y'all worse than they did us, I believe.
Oh man, here we go with this. Now you trying to take up from that? No, we talking about you. We talking about the goddamn Florida State Cinnamon Rolls.
Yeah, that took down the kings of the almighty SEC for the past 20 years. And y'all beat what? A fucking Long Island iced tea? What the fuck is that?
Y'all playing goddamn East Texas and who the fuck is those? We never fucking heard of these teams before. Who y'all fucking playing?
That's what I'm asking you, bro.
Who the fuck is that?
It's fucking Long Island iced tea. Everybody's heard of East Texas A&M.
Man. If y'all think man, get the fuck off here. Y'all playing these sorry ass teams, man.
It's the eastern side of Texas A&M University. You ain't never heard of them?
No, we never heard of fucking them. What the fuck that's that?
Bro, they one of the best FCS teams in the country.
Man, I never heard of them in my life.
No one in the chat knew Long Island had a football
Nobody
team. Never even knew the university.
Nobody's ever heard of. Who the fuck is East Texas A&M? I didn't know they have a fucking Texas another Texas A&M. What the fuck?
Oh, hey, be honest with you, I didn't either.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But ain't no one heard of Long Island.
Well,
besides the IC.
We beat this shit. That was on our schedule. We beat the dog shits out of them. We beat the dog shits out of them.
Right, like y'all should. I'd expect nothing less. And y'all gonna get that ass beat by a Southern Florida team this weekend.
Are you delusional? Are you hallucinating, sir?
No, sir. I'm watching the same game.
Are you hallucinating? Man, if we lose to fucking South Florida, it's gonna be some drastic changes going on against us. Now that's not gonna happen this weekend.
Oh shit! I would hope so. I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too. Because when My Little Pony get hurt, I just hear. I'm dying to hear the excuses. Oh, we don't have another quarterback. Oh, we don't have this and that. They don't have no passing game for real. To be honest with you, you can't throw the damn ball. All you can do is run with the damn quarterback. And when he get broke up, then y'all gonna have some excuses.
What y'all got to say about your quarterback, buddy? What happens when he gets broke up? Your quarterback's known for getting broke up.
We have Tremel Jones and we have DJ Lagway. We have DJ Lagway.
That's what I'm talking about. What happens when he gets busted up? He's known for getting busted up.
He's not going to get busted up, sir. He's gonna make the whole season.
He's already broke right now.
You remember this date. November 29th, y'all asses is gonna get slapped in the goddamn mouth.
You better hope you survive until November, sir. We're
gonna survive. We're gonna be back in the playoffs, sir. This won't even be close. You want to be close.
If South Florida don't take you out, LSU's damn sure gonna take you out in Baton Rouge. They look like
we're not worried about fucking goddamn LSU, Georgia, Miami. What the fuck? What the hell?
You keep Georgia name out your mouth. This is about Florida and Florida State. Don't make me come in here.
We're not worried about
That's what I'm saying. You better hope you make it to the end of November.
You better hope you make it to Miami, sir, with that quarterback running all around, getting broke up.
He's going to talk his shit, and he's going to back it up, just like he did against Alabama, the almighty kings of the SEC for the past 20 years.
This dude is going to get a fucking concussion by the end of by mid-season.
Hey, man, Urban Meyer ain't here to save you, buddy.
Urban Meyer don't have to come save us.
He ain't here to save you now.
I can save us, sir. I'm the fucking Florida Gators. I can save us. What have you been smoking, sir? What have you been smoking? Here goes the other.
Oh, shit. What?
Can you hear me?
Hey, we got you now, bub.
Okay, cool. See, all I'm hearing from Octavian is, oh, we're into this. Oh, FSU is going to lose. Oh, UF is going to win. I haven't heard nothing about an honest discussion about, oh, what has Billy Napier done over the past 4 years?
What have Mike Norvell done? What the fuck has he done?
Mike went undefeated 1 year except for a bowl game.
Years ago.
This dude had the fucking worst record in FSU history. What the fuck is y'all talking about?
Wrong.
That's not
true.
He's
horrible. He's horrible. He's the worst coach in the state of Florida. Shoot, the school down the street could beat y'all.
Hey,
what's Mike Norvell's record against UF, bud?
Don't hate on FAMU.
Y'all is trash. I can't. Y'all, we proved to y'all was trash last year. Wait till this year.
We was trash last year. Everyone knows that.
Y'all was trash, kid. And now since you beat them, y'all back. Y'all not back. Y'all not back. Y'all horrible as hell. Y'all horrible as hell. Y'all My Little Pony's gonna get hurt.
UF beat
My Little Pony's gonna get hurt. And then y'all season is gonna be over.
Riddle me that, Octavian. When's the last time y'all beat Alabama?
Well, it's 2008. It doesn't mean the point.
Oh damn.
When the last time y'all beat us? When the last time?
2023.
2023.
When's the last time we beat? When y'all last time? When the last time?
Hey, let me jump in real quick. Let me note that we beat y'all in the swamp with a third string QB, and that QB was so bad he wasn't even good enough to hit the field with Southern Mississippi. We beat him. We beat y'all with a QB that bad. All right.
Yeah. And we own the series, and we own the Florida State cinnamon rolls, sir. We own them.
All right. Okay. If you want to bring up
own history, y'all. We own y'all.
You owned up for the first 20 years we started a football program.
We
didn't even know our asses from a hole in the ground.
Y'all didn't know shit because y'all
really
was a clown
counting
school and a women's school
from the 40s and the 50s.
All right, hold on 1 second. Just let me enter.
We was slapping y'all in the 90s with Steve Spurrier.
You can count it. Who cares?
Steve Spurrier's never won in Tallahassee, sir.
We beat y'all in the Sugar Bowl.
As a player,
we beat y'all in the Sugar Bowl.
Coach.
Time out. I have to interject here. Now, the two Florida State fans are sitting around talking about how terrible they were a long time ago. And I get that. So I need you to speak to your fellow Florida State man that called my show on Tuesday and told me Florida State is a blue blood. Now, you can't sit on here.
That's incorrect.
Kyle and Roman, y'all can't sit on here and tell me Florida State's a blue blood and then tell me how terrible you were 40 years ago and the games against Florida don't count. So tell the other Florida State man that there is no blue bloods in the state of Florida. They don't exist down there.
Exactly. Hey, Florida State man, 100% agree with you.
Yeah. Now, that has nothing to do with how good any of those teams down there are now. You know, blue blood just means, Nebraska, Notre Dame, that shit. So anyway, glad
the
we
teams have been too inconsistent to call themselves blue bloods. I mean, you look at Miami, they got 5 natties, but that's been very intermittent.
Yeah, all of the Florida teams were complete garbage until the mid 80s. I mean, not one of the Florida programs was even decent prior to the mid 80s. Florida was in the SEC for 60 years before they ever won it. 60.
That's crazy.
Shake your head, Octavian, but I'm just, y'all aren't a blue blood either. No, Georgia ain't either, by the way. So, but the Florida State man had me sideways on Tuesday in here with the dumb shit. So when you brought up how bad Florida State was a long time ago, I had to jump in and go ahead and agree with you there. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, gentlemen. This is going
fair.
great.
He's right, and none of the Florida teams are blue bloods. I mean, any of the Florida teams would have to go on some 20-year Saban-like run to call themselves blue bloods. But Octavian, when you bring up, we own FSU all time, that's a common talking point, and you're totally leaving out the fact that your program is 60 years older at least, and you're just hoping people don't realize that and forget about the fact that we didn't have a team until 51, I think. I don't know.
49 or 51.
Yeah,
weren't there.
I'll double check.
We're gonna have a fucking field day against y'all. Come November the 29th, we're gonna have a fucking field day.
Just because y'all enjoyed some iced tea,
we're going to
don't mean about the
when we get through with Miami.
On your damn schedule.
When we get through with Miami, we're coming. Just know, I want you to bring My Little Pony. He better bring his A game to the swamp, because that's gonna be the day we're gonna find out if he's a man or not.
Hey, Octavian, tell me this now. Y'all ain't putting in teddy bears and binkies into the stadium, Mario.
Oh, we're not doing that, sir. We're not Alabama, sir. We're gonna come kick your ass, and then we're gonna plant the flag on the field like we did last year. We're gonna plant the flag. We ought to take the Seminole spirit this year and throw it in the goddamn water with the Gators.
Yeah, that's all speculation. That's all, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Octavian, tell me.
Kick y'all ass.
Octavian, tell me. Okay, let's talk about what has actually happened. Are you impressed with what Billy Napier has done against FSU in his time at UF? Genuine question.
He's 2 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2. He's gonna be 2 and 2 this year. He's gonna be 2 and 2 this year, so we ain't worried about FSU. Might not really get fired this year.
Octavian, I'm not asking you what is going to happen. I'm asking you, what are your thoughts on what he has done so far? I'm not asking you for your predictions.
It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of the run.
He got lucky enough to save his job last year. You know it. I know it. Uncle Lou knows it. He's lucky he still has a damn job now.
Y'all was going to the damn bar by the third quarter. Y'all wasn't even want to stay. Y'all didn't even want to cheer your team on. Y'all was trash.
Can't stand you, man.
Y'all was trash.
Octavian, you're not telling us anything we don't know. I mean, we know we were terrible last year. And you got to admit,
y'all terrible now. Y'all terrible now.
Okay, if you want to say we're terrible now,
who
has the better win?
Aren't there? This is funny. Arguing over Norvell and Napier is like midgets arguing over who's tallest.
Y'all is a dumpster fire. Listen, y'all is one.
Aren't there 5 losing seasons represented between y'all's two coaches? How many does Florida? Norvell's got 3 losing seasons out of 5 years. Napier's got 2 losing seasons out of 3 years?
That's the worst ratio.
5 losing seasons between the panel here. This is amazing. All right.
In case you can't do the math, that's a worse ratio for Napier.
Well, Norvell's going to get fired this year, but so I ain't worried about it. We're going to take over the state of Florida. We're going to beat Mario in a couple of weeks. So if you tune
Mario, what you playing here? Mario and Luigi? Is that the only way you're going to beat Mario?
We're gonna beat Mario
in Luigi's haunted house. So
when you see us plant the flag on the U, just know y'all asses is next, and we gonna kick y'all ass first.
Fuck the U too.
Fuck the U. I hate them motherfuckers too. I hate the U.
Well, by God, we found some common ground.
I hate them, but we gonna kick y'all ass too. I hate y'all even worse because y'all do all this. Y'all pumping out y'all chest. Y'all think y'all on top of the world because y'all beat Alabama for the first time and God knows when. Y'all finally beat some guys.
Miami's a bigger rival to us than
you know are saying we're going to win the national championship. I don't think any FSU fans are coming out saying, oh my gosh, we're going to go undefeated, we're winning the whole thing. No one's saying that. A lot of us are obviously surprised we're in this spot right now. And we're just like, oh, okay, I guess we're good. Hopefully we can win 10 games. But no one's going out there and saying, holy crap. And if someone is, then they're wrong. But at least in my sphere of FSU fans I associate with, everyone's like, okay, we beat Bama. We're not as bad as we were last year. Hopefully we can win 10 games. Maybe compete for the ACC. Maybe get in the playoff. I don't know.
The chat is requesting a Miami fan to join the fray here. I don't
That'd be
see.
crazy.
Miami?
Yeah.
Please.
I don't see a Miami fan.
They
I
have
don't.
fans?
If there's a Miami fan back here, it's not. I don't know it. No way, Jose, Mio. I'm in a bad way. Greg Oden, Nate the Great, Racing Power. I don't. As far as I know, those aren't Miami fans. But if a Miami fan wants to join, I'd be happy to put them on with these guys.
Miami has been completely irrelevant ever since they joined the ACC. Did y'all know South Carolina has more ACC titles than Miami? That's pretty fucking sad, isn't it?
All-time great stat.
That's fucking sad. Where's Slim Shady Case? He need to get his. That's the person that we need to have in here because he's gonna get belt to ass in week 4 by the Gators, and I think they play. I think FSU plays them the week after.
No, they have a bye week and then they play us.
They're gonna get their ass beat by 2 Florida teams in 2 good weeks. And then we're gonna see who's the real champions of Florida November the 29th when y'all come y'all ass down there and get y'all ass kicked.
We'll see. Should be a good one.
All right, let's go around and get score predictions. I know it's way early for this, but let's get score predictions for Florida versus Florida State. We'll do Roman, you first, then Octavian, and then Kyle. Roman, what do you think? I know it's at the last game of the year, but are y'all going to blow them out? Will it be close? Like, does anybody on the panel acknowledge that the other team is good?
Florida's okay. I don't think they're as bad as they have been. But they're not going to win the SEC. They're not, going to win the national championship. They're not going to go undefeated. Let's be honest here. Like they're not as bad as they were in some of the Jim McElwain years. Dang. I mean, they're probably going to win 7 games this year, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But they're not giants of college football. So I mean, again, this is super early. This is super duper early.
Where is that game, by the way? I can't remember.
It's in the swamp.
In Israel.
Okay.
It's in Gainesville.
Israel. Octavian, are you on drugs, sir? Hey, Octavian, are you on drugs, sir? Octavian said the game's in Israel. Okay, go ahead, Roman.
No, but we haven't. I mean, we haven't really blown out my Florida in the swamp in quite a while. That's back when we had. I think it was the 27-2 game was the last time that we could really say we blew out Florida, and I'm not even sure if that was in the swamp or not. So, I mean, and I'll give credit where credit is due. It's tough to play in the swamp. I've been to several games there, and, I'm not sure how good we are right now, honestly. I mean, it's been one game. Alabama could be horrible. They could go 5-7, or they could be typical Alabama. They can go 11-1. I have no idea. We need more context. But if I had to give a prediction right now, I'll go FSU 20, UF 14.
All right. Roman, you were a good sport, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. Man, it was good to hear from you. Thank you for taking the time. All right, Octavian. Florida State at Florida in the swamp at the end of the year. What's going to happen?
Florida State, now, I'll give them props. They got My Little Pony as the quarterback. He's pretty decent. But, they're gonna go 7, maybe 8 wins, 8-4. They come on down there to the swamp. We be 10-2. I'm gonna say 37-27. Florida wins that game. We're gonna win by 10 points, and we're gonna go to the playoffs after that victory right there.
Not the SEC championship game, but straight to the playoffs.
I'm not for sure now. If we get lucky, we might be playing old Georgia again in the SEC championship. Now, that'd be something.
Wouldn't that be something? All right, Octavian. Thanks for coming on, buddy. You're a crowd favorite, man. The people love you, man. All right, Octavian. There you go. Kyle, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, first of all, I just want to say I am so glad that the Big Three in Florida is back in football again. And when we go down there and play Florida in the swamp, they're much improved from years past. Obviously, we are much improved from last year. I think it's going to be a great game. I was there in 2023 when we beat them with the third-string quarterback. I think it'll be a higher scoring game than the other FSU man and Octavian. I got this game going kind of like 42-35 Florida State. I think it's going to be a That's if Tommy Castellanos and DJ Lagway are both healthy for this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, electric. But I got Florida State by a touchdown, about 42-35.
High-scoring game. All right. You're a good sport, man. I appreciate you coming on. You did very well. Thank you to the two Florida State guys and the Florida guy. We need more of that on here. That was pretty good. I appreciate y'all coming on. All right, we'll get right back to the phone calls in a second, but I do need to get caught up on the super chats here. Chandler Dickey, thank you for tuning in tonight. Appreciate you hitting the super chat button. Help support the show. He says, what's the number to call in by each digit, Lou? I'll just paste it for you in the chat, bud. I will just paste it for you in the chat here. Just give me 1 second here. Here we go. There you go, Chandler Dickey. There you go, buddy. Evan215, thank you for the super chat. He says, I sent you an email regarding the YouTube Community Top 25 poll. I was wondering if you received it. I created a system that is super easy to use. Just post a link for people to vote, and everything else is fully automated. Yeah, if someone else wants to do that, great, and we can post it here. I'm not getting involved in anything where hundreds or thousands of people have to vote on something, and then I just know I won't do it. So I appreciate it, but I know I won't do it. If somebody else wants to take control of that and do it, I'll be happy to post the results here once a week or whatever, but I'm not being in charge of that. The Norwegian method says people think they can outpick Vic. Dummies. Yeah, people on the morning show with the outpick Vic Ballard giving it a shot this week. Vic 1-0 on the season with the outpick Vic. Mike Porter, thank you for hitting the super chat. Help support the show. He says, are you hallucinating, sir? Octavian said the Florida State game's in Israel this year. He might be hallucinating, or maybe he's on drugs, sir. Respectfully, sir. I love Octavian. All three of those guys, by the way, that just called in.
5-star caller.
Yeah. No, that's not as easy as you might think it is to get on there and argue in real time. That's why the majority of you won't call in and do it, because you know it's not easy. Like most of you don't have the ability, honestly. Yeah. Colton Silcock says, reminder that Blue Blood caller was an FSU fan, 5-star dummy. He was a 5-star dummy.
5-star dummy.
That guy had me heated. I don't understand the ignorance that overwhelms some people when the Blue Blood conversation comes up. It's just unbelievable. Florida needs to beat South Florida before they talk too much. I think it will be a more interesting game, obviously, than Florida playing Epstein Island like they played last week. Florida should still win that game. But it's obviously, people will watch this one at least, I think. Nobody watched the Florida Epstein Island game. Nobody watched that. A handful of Florida fans might have watched it, but like outside of that, no one watched it. But I do think people will watch the South Florida game. I'll watch it. So we'll see how that goes this Saturday. Dog Days, thank you for the super chat. He says, no team from Florida has ever made the college football playoff. That is fake news, sir. That is fake news, as a team from the state of Florida was the first ever team to lose a college football playoff game. That's right. A team from the state of Florida lost the first ever college football playoff game. They lost to Oregon in 2014. Florida State lost to Oregon in 2014 in the first college football playoff game of all time. No one has made it since then. Central Florida came the closest. That's sad. Central Florida came the closest. Yeah. I guess Florida State came close in 2023 or whatever it was, but clearly they didn't deserve to be in. They got beat by 60 points in their bowl game. Bryce says, hey, Lou, Rod Robinson is once again out with a hamstring issue after an ankle surgery in the offseason. Are we being trolled by our own team? I don't think we're being trolled. I mean, I've had Georgia fans as recently as 2 weeks ago get upset with me about the way I talk about Roderick Robinson. I'm not apologizing. I've never said a bad word about Roderick Robinson. As far as if he's good or not, I have no idea. You know why? The guy's never been healthy. And some people are just that way. So when I talk about Georgia's running back room last year heading into the season and this year heading into the season, I don't even account for Roderick Robinson. Roderick Robinson's like a surprise that you don't know when or if you're going to get. If we get to a point in the season where Roderick Robinson is healthy and playing well, then great. That's like a cherry on top of the running back room or whatever. But I don't see how anybody with any sense at all can count on Roderick Robinson as being a substantial part of Georgia's running game. He's been injured since the day he got there. 0 carries in week 1 against Marshall. I mean, it's just always something. I haven't heard about this latest, what you're talking about, a hamstring issue, but is anyone surprised if that's the case? I mean, I hate it for him. But some people, for whatever reason, are just this way. Their bodies just cannot hold up for whatever reason. I don't say that to talk bad or down on Roderick Robinson. But the reality is you can have Walter Payton on your roster, but if he's not healthy enough to play, what does it matter? And in the end, that's the bottom line with Roderick Robinson or any other player. If they can't play, it doesn't matter how good they are or how good they might be. And that's just been the case with Roderick Robinson for 4 years straight now. The guy can't get on the field. So it is what it is with that. Elias Gray, thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, I don't have much right now, but you gave my Vol fan dad a lot of joy, and I know how hard things can be. I'm very proud of what you've built. Hey, I appreciate the kind words. I really do. Shout out to your dad. I'm glad he enjoyed the show, and hopefully you do too. I've been hard on Tennessee over the years, but look, it just so happens that during my time on YouTube, is one of the worst 10-year stretches in Tennessee football history. I can't not point it out. I mean, they were pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. They've been pretty bad. They might be turning a corner now. We'll see. They got to the playoffs last year. We'll see what they do going forward. Nicholas DePerno, thank you for the super chat. He says, my top 5, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, LSU, Miami. Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, LSU, Miami. That's a good top 5. I mean, people are going to nitpick about the order, but, I mean, I don't have an issue with any of those 5 teams being in anybody's top 5 right now. Mewtwo, thank you for the super chat. He says, I know this sounds stupid, Lou, but as a Buckeye fan playing NCAA 25, I thought I was joining Michigan. Instead, it was Delaware Blue Hens. Are you on drugs, sir? Was it because their offenses were equally as good, or do their uniforms look the same? Their offenses last year were dog shit. What about this year, though? What about the Oklahoma-Michigan game coming up this weekend? How's that going to go? Bryce Underwood's second ever start on the road in Norman, Oklahoma against the Brent Venables defense. How's that going to go? We're going to find out. We are going to find out. Where am I at here? Jolish says, how do people just let the smoke detectors beep every 30 seconds for so, I don't know. It wasn't that long ago, a month or so ago, one of ours started going off in the middle of the night. It was either in here or one of the kids' rooms. I can't remember. And I couldn't stand it. I mean, I got up in the middle of the night with the ladder and my eyes only half. I'm surprised I didn't hurt myself. Half asleep climbing on a ladder to change the batteries in the smoke detector. It was bad. But yeah, I don't know how people live with that. It's annoying as shit. Vandy Andy says, stop mistreating Ryan Williams. That teddy bear Bryant he's holding. That's teddy bear Bryant. Fuck that teddy bear. And I'm not doing anything to Ryan Williams. I'm just pointing out how ridiculous it is to be walking into a football game as a grown man cuddling a teddy bear. It's retarded. If it really is some sort of social anxiety bear that he needs to calm himself down, then have an equipment manager sneak it into the locker room. And then it doesn't become an issue. It doesn't become a story. It doesn't become a big deal. It doesn't become a thing people are talking about. But when you cuddle up with that motherfucker and go through the pregame walk into the stadium with it cuddled up, you're doing that because you want people to see it, not because it's making you feel better. So you wanted people to see it. They saw it. You wanted the attention. You're getting it. I mean, that's it. Kyle says, Octavian is a 5-star caller for sure. Love talking shit to him. Respect, brother, but y'all are still ass. Octavian's like the most polite trash talker of all time. I mean, he'll down your team and they're never winning a game and they're sorry as hell. They sorry as hell. But he never attacks nobody personally. Like he's the most polite, like respectful trash talker maybe in the history of this show. Daniel, thank you for the super chat. It says the message is retracted, so I can't read it, but thank you for the super chat. U2 says, nah, wasn't paying attention. The helmet looked the same. It was BS. Oh, I got you. You weren't paying attention and the helmet looked the same on the video game deal. I got you. All right, I appreciate y'all hitting the super chats. That means a lot. Direct donations are what keep these live shows on the air, so I really appreciate those of you who choose to help support the show. I know there's a million ways to spend $1, so anytime somebody hits that super chat, I really do appreciate it. All right, let's get back to the phone calls. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Blue? It's your buddy Dominic. How's it going, bud?
Hey, buddy, I'm good. How are you?
Man, I am feeling good about tomorrow as a fan of the Dukes.
James Madison?
Yup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I really do.
Yeah. And to all the people who think that we are going to get blown out by Louisville, just wait and watch what we can do.
Well, what can you do? Tell us. What can we expect tomorrow from James Madison?
Our quarterback, Alonzo Barnett, going off. Our running back, George Attaway. And our wide receiver, Michael Scott, just balling out there. Those three guys, man, they were balling in our win last week against Weber State.
And you're not worried about Louisville on the road on a Friday night. Friday night games are tricky when you have to play away from home. You're not worried.
It's funny that you say that because in a way I am a little worried because the spread is 14.5, but I feel like we can cover that if we can.
I'm taking James Madison anything over 2 touchdowns. I'm hoping it'll be a good game. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to live stream tomorrow night while the game is on. So I'm hoping it's a good game. So I'm going to take James Madison anything over plus 14 I'll take and hope for a good game.
Ooh, yeah, man.
The chat's not buying it, just to let you know. The chat's not buying it. James Madison is Louisville's beating them by 17. Louisville's going to blow you out of the water. So the chat's not buying it. I'm buying it though. I believe you.
They don't know what the hell they're saying right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's one other game I wanted to talk about. Ole Miss and Kentucky in Lexington. Ooh, boy, would you consider that game of the week? Because I would.
I like the Kansas-Missouri game is the game I'm looking forward to the most.
Ooh.
But Ole Miss and Kentucky is an interesting one. You know, Kentucky only had one SEC win last year, and it was against Ole Miss. And Ole Miss ended up missing the playoffs by 1 game. And that was at Ole Miss. Kentucky beat them. This year, Kentucky gets them at home. I'm gonna go against the grain and take Ole Miss. I actually think Ole Miss is gonna go in there and win comfortably by a couple of scores. I'm gonna take Ole Miss and lay the points in that one. But it is interesting because you have the last year factor of Kentucky getting a win there. And Kentucky wasn't very good. Like I said, that was their only SEC win, but somehow they beat Ole Miss. So at Ole Miss, something Georgia couldn't do, by the way. So it wasn't easy to go into Ole Miss and win, but Kentucky did.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow Kentucky. And Nina mentioned the spread is Ole Miss 8.5.
Yeah.
Man.
It was 6.5, 7. So it's money's covered in on Ole Miss. So, but I like Ole Miss in that one.
Now, Kansas and Mizzou. Ooh, man, that's going to be a great one to watch. I would probably go for maybe Mizzou. What do you think?
I like Kansas plus the points in that one, and I really like the over. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in that game.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not going against Jalen Daniels until Kansas loses. I'm just saying Jalen Daniels is the best so far. Jalen Daniels has been the best player in college football. Now, some of that is because of who they've played, as opposed to like Ohio State played Texas, Texas played Ohio State, LSU played Clemson, Clemson played LSU, Miami played Notre Dame. So those teams have a lot of good players too, but they've played high-level competition, so they haven't had a chance to go nuts offensively. Jalen Daniels is putting up video game numbers 2 weeks in. They played in week 0 and week 1, so they've played twice already, and they've looked good both sides of the ball in both games. I'm not going, as long as Kansas stays healthy, I'm not going against Kansas until they lose. And then I'll rethink it.
You know, I was actually talking with Ballard the other day about who I think will win the Big 12 this year.
Why?
And I actually have Kansas winning the Big 12.
It's a crapshoot. I mean, Kansas is right up there with. I mean, there's. I don't even know how many teams. I mean, I think Baylor could still win the Big 12. I mean, so Baylor, Arizona State, Iowa State has looked good. Kansas, like you mentioned, Utah looked really good last weekend on the road at UCLA. BYU, Texas Tech. I mean, it's impossible to figure that league out.
Yeah, like it is wide open, literally.
Yeah.
It is literally wide open for anyone to win that Big 12.
It's the most exciting conference to watch on a week-to-week basis. You know, I heard Pete talking about this yesterday, and I've mentioned it before too. But every year during the playoffs, we get a bunch of people who say, oh, my God, here with blowouts. I hate blowouts. Why'd they put this team in? Blowouts are no fun to watch. Then watch the Big 12 every week. Because you don't know who's going to win, who's going to lose, but you're going to get 4 or 5 really good games a week in the Big 12 that are going to come down to the last possession because everybody is so bunched up in that league. It's the best TV league, I think, the Big 12.
Oh, yeah. I could not agree with you more, Lou. The Big 12, in my opinion, is the best conference to watch on a weekly basis in college football. Like, every year, it's just so wide open for who's going to win the Big 12. And it's showing already.
Well, by every year, you mean last year and this year. I mean, before that, it was Texas and Oklahoma, and everybody else was a mile behind. But now that league is wide. There's 8 teams that you can't tell the difference between in there now. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Lou. Well, thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Sorry you had to wait on hold, but I think you understand. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning to
Nate. Man, I've been worried about you, buddy. What you been hiding, sleeping? What you been doing, man? I texted you don't text me back. You didn't call into Pete's call-in show. What's going on? You ain't been on the morning show. People's about to put out an APB, a bolo. They didn't know where he was at. I mean, what's going on, bud? You disappeared for a few days there. I was about to call your mom, say what's going on? What's wrong with Nate?
You know what it is? I've been down bad since that blowout that Octavian gave me on the college football game.
Oh yeah, Octavian and Nate played that college football video game, and Octavian beat him like 140 to 30 or something. It was ridiculous.
I actually, for some reason, I actually scored 66 on him, which is sad, but I still lost.
Yeah.
But anyways, I came here to talk Michigan football and possibly Nebraska because I'm a 2-teamer.
Go ahead.
So here's my thoughts about the Oklahoma Michigan game. It's scary. It's scary for me because every year under Brent Venables for Oklahoma's defense, they always look scary under the defense, and
yeah.
I'm not too scared for Bryce Underwood. I don't want him to get hurt, but I think he's gonna be fine. Hopefully. he looked pretty solid in his first game.
I thought he looked fine for his first ever college football game as a true freshman. I know the competition was nothing, but I mean, look, the guy was a true freshman making his first ever start in college football. He was 21 of 31 for 250 yards, a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, that's insane.
Now, I was a little surprised he didn't do some more running around. Now, I've had other Michigan fans tell me that they just didn't want him to do that in that game. Why risk it in that game, that kind of thing. So we'll see if he does some more of that this week against Oklahoma. But playing at home against New Mexico is not the same as playing on the road at Oklahoma. So this is going to be a much tougher test, not just for Bryce Underwood, but for that entire Michigan offense, because as bad as Oklahoma was last year, it was their defense that kept them in all their games. You know, their defense was okay last year, and it's good again this year, and that's a tough place to play on top of that for anybody, never mind a guy making his second ever start and his first ever road start. I think it's going to be low-scoring defensive game because I think Michigan, of course, has a really good defense too.
Well, we didn't see that mentality from last week, which kind of disappointed, though.
Yeah, the defense wasn't. Yeah, they gave up more than I thought they would, but I think they'll have it. I think they'll have it together this week. But for that game, for me, I'm not even going to try to. I have a tendency to try to overcomplicate things sometimes because you feel like you have to say something new or different or something that some kind of take on the game that somebody else doesn't have or whatever. But for me, with this one, it's literally as simple as, okay, I've got two really good defenses. That's a wash. I've got two offenses who struggled last year. Both might be better this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So where's the advantages here? Well, it's at Oklahoma. That's an obvious advantage for Oklahoma. And when I look at the quarterbacks, both teams have first-year starters, but Oklahoma has a guy with a ton of experience in John Mateer, and he's playing at home, whereas the other guy is a true freshman making his second start and his first ever start on the road. So I'm taking Oklahoma because they're at home. And they have a more experienced quarterback. It's literally that simple for me. Could Michigan win the game? Of course they could. I think Justice Haynes is as good as, maybe as good as the running backs they had in 2023.
Jordan Marshall. Jordan Marshall's the second, I guess, duo or the.
Yeah, but Justice Haynes had like 150-something yards the other day. I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm going to go with Oklahoma.
I was a little bit disappointed in Jordan Marshall, even though he was supposed to be good, but I'm not going to judge, a second game of the season because it's too early to tell. But we do have a running back duo, sort of. Justin Haynes. What was it again?
Justice Haynes. Yeah.
Okay.
The bet that I really like in that game is under on the points, though. Like I might not even bet a side on the game, like a winner or a loser. But I'm definitely going to bet I read something today. In Oklahoma's last 8 home games against ranked teams, 7 out of 8 have gone under the point total.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the under in that game for sure. And I'm picking Oklahoma to win, although I don't know that I'll bet a winner.
Yeah, I have a little bit of feeling that Oklahoma might sneak a win, which I won't be down bad about that. But I won't be down bad. If Michigan loses Ohio State, I will be down bad. But that's down the road. But yeah, also, if anyone didn't know, I didn't come to lose on October 8th and hanging out.
Yeah, that's right. Nate's flying down. Nate lives in Nebraska. He's flying down to the great state of Georgia to hang out with Uncle Lou for 5 or 6 days and watch some college football. So y'all will see Nate all over this channel. What is that, the second weekend of October?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, so that's only about 5 weeks away. That's not far. That's not long. Yeah.
Yes, 34 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, one more thing before I go. Octavian, I declare another match, but also I also gonna save my time to be on Outpit Vic for Rivalry Week. Book it.
Gotcha.
So
all right, Nate. I'll see you in 5 weeks, buddy. Good to hear from you. All right, couple of super chats here. Tyler Harrison, thank you for hitting the super chat tonight. He says, I think Florida will lose to South Florida. No one is scared of Florida anymore. They even struggled in the easiest game they'll have all season. Dang, is that true? Is that true? Did they struggle? I don't know about that, but you know what is true? I'll show you. Because if I were to just tell you this, well, he's making it up. He's a Georgia homer. QBR. Everybody's favorite stat, QBR. DJ Lagway's QBR after week 1, 29.7, 104th in the nation. He somehow managed 120 yards and 3 touchdowns against something called Epstein Island. 104th best QBR in the country. Who's got the best QBR in the country after week 1? I'm glad you asked. Gunner Stocktonian's worth. 99.1. The number 1 QBR in the country. I don't make this shit up. I don't make this shit up. Type. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Morning, Lou. How's it going?
Going good, buddy. How are you?
Not too bad. One thing that you didn't also touch on for good news, changes to the transfer portal. Fresh off the desk of Ross Dillinger.
Who's in the transfer portal?
There is speculation that the NCAA Oversight Committee is going to ratify a 10-day transfer portal window, I think from like January 2nd through like January 12th. Sounds like it's in the works right now.
Instead of the one that starts in December?
I think so, yes. I think they're going to only have one window as well, too. There's some speculation on it from what I saw earlier today.
Oh, so they're going to do away with the one in May, do away with the one in December, and just add a 10-day window in January.
I believe so, yes. I'm still waiting to see more details on it, but
yeah, I have to look into that. They do need to make some changes to that. It's extremely unfair to playoff teams, the way the portal is structured right now in December.
Oh, absolutely.
It creates a lot of added headaches. I mean, every team has to deal with the headaches of transfers, but you would rather be dealing with transfers while you're preparing for the Gasparilla Bowl than having to deal with transfers while you're preparing for the first round of the playoffs. It's something that coaches have been complaining about for a few years now, so that would probably be a welcomed change by most people. Now, of course, the playoffs are still ongoing in January, so it won't solve all the problems with that. But we've been over this before. The school calendar is the problem. You can't put a portal window in the middle of March, for example, because you can't transfer schools in the middle of a semester, and semesters start in January. Mm-hmm. So that's been the issue, is how do you make it fair for the teams, but also make sure it lines up with the academic calendar, because we forget these players are students, or at least pretending to be. And so whether you're a football player or not, you can't transfer from one school to another in the middle of a semester. You have to transfer at the beginning or the end of a semester. Yep. So that's been part of the problem, is how do you solve both of those riddles at the same time? But we'll see.
Especially with what you've said, I mean, there have been instances where we saw this in the playoff with, obviously with Devin Brown at Ohio State going to Cal, but I think the even bigger one was Bo Prabula, Penn State's backup, hitting the portal. I think it was right before the Orange Bowl game too, which I thought he was a pretty good gadget guy for that Franklin offense and whatnot. But
there was another situation too, and I don't remember the teams involved or the player's name, but a player on a playoff team transferred to another playoff team. Well, how do you prevent that player from telling the other team things about his old team? Like, that's a huge problem. Mm-hmm. But so anyway, we'll see what comes of that. I know they're probably trying to get something fixed and in place before this portal window that comes up in December, but I hate when this type of news comes up during the season, because nobody likes it. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. I'd rather be talking about games and outcomes and next week's games and upsets and all that kind of thing, but I guess they're trying to get something in place for this year.
That you brought up earlier. I think this is a very underrated slate. I'm going to keep this short, but kind of wanted to fire off 3 games that kind of caught my attention in terms of potential upsets. Kind of wanted to get your take on which one would have the most likely chance of having an upset. First off the rip, West Virginia going to Ohio, a nice little Big 12 on mat crime in Athens. The next game, the game that I'm very happy to see back on the schedule, the old border war between Kansas and Mizzou. And then the final game that kind of caught my attention, another Big 12 team, Arizona State going to Stark Vegas under the lights as well, too, to take on Mississippi State.
The West Virginia one, I don't know enough about Ohio. I would assume West Virginia is going to win that game. The other two, I think both teams are live dogs, though. I actually like Kansas to win the game as a 6 or 7 point underdog, or I think they can go in there and win.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's especially with what you said about Jalen Daniels, but also with Mizzou. There's a lot of quarterback uncertainty with them. I think they were running 2 QBs, I think, in their first game. I think it was
their starter. Pribula or whoever it is the starter. The guy put up video game numbers. He's their QB1. I don't think there's any doubt about that. With the Arizona State Mississippi State game, I do think Arizona State's a better team than Mississippi State, but this was a close game last year at Arizona State. This one's in Starkville. They can sling the ball around. I mean, that's going to be their plan. And the strength of the Arizona State defense is against the run. Now, I mean, they returned 10 of 11 starters from last year, so their defense is pretty good overall. But particularly against the run, they were number 1 in the Big 12 last year against the run, and they returned 10 of 11. Mississippi State doesn't have a whole lot of interest in running the ball. They're going to sling it around.
Yeah.
And so that Arizona State secondary is going to get tested. Now, they've got a quarterback of their own, Sam Leavitt, and 2 NFL wide receivers on that team. So I think if it turns into a track meet, I think Arizona State can keep up with them. But that is an interesting one there because Mississippi State's that kind of team nobody talks about in the SEC. I mean, they're a 4 or 5 win team, but they're going to beat somebody. Like last year, Kentucky was a 4 or 5 win team, but they beat Ole Miss.
I remember that game too.
Mississippi State's going to beat somebody. I don't think it'll be Arizona State. I still just to pick the one. I'll take Kansas. I'm more comfortable taking Kansas to beat Mizzou than I would be taking Mississippi State to beat Arizona State, but it's possible.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, it's also an interesting spot too. I mean, obviously for Arizona State, they're going into kind of more swampy, humid weather. I checked a little bit of the radar. It looks like they might be getting storms. So especially with them without Scadaboo, they're going to be having to run the ball a little bit more. It's kind of an unknown at running back for them, but should be a very underrated slate this weekend. Appreciate you having me on, Lou.
Yeah, buddy, good to hear from you. Yeah, he's right about the slate of games. I think what happened is everybody looked at that week 1 slate of games, which was unbelievable. It's one of the best week 1s we've ever had. And it almost didn't matter what came in week 2. It was going to be less than week 1. But for the majority of the offseason, all anybody ever talked about, and I raised my hand, I'm guilty too, was the Oklahoma-Michigan game in week 2. And yeah, it's a big game. But I ran through the slate earlier. There's plenty of other games that need to be watched on Saturday. He mentioned a few of them, but I really like the Kansas-Missouri game. I think that might be the most entertaining game of the weekend. Iowa and Iowa State play in a state rivalry game. UNLV is hosting UCLA. UCLA's 0-1 after getting blown out by Utah. UNLV's 2-0 and would love nothing more than to beat a Power 4 team. Whatever you think about UCLA, good, bad, whatever, it's still a Power 4 win on their resume if they can get it done, and it's in Vegas. And they've played 2 games already. You got Florida and South Florida. You got Kentucky and Ole Miss. He mentioned Arizona State and Mississippi State, Louisville and James Madison. I mean, there are a dozen or so games that I think are definitely worth watching this weekend. It's not nearly as bad as sort of the doomsdayers made it out to seem as far as the slate of games goes. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, I'm just showing everybody that I'm not one to hide after getting humiliated.
No, you never run and hide. And speaking of Baylor, they play SMU, so that's another good one. SMU, I think, is going to be about as good as they were last year. I think they're going to have a worse record because their schedule is much more difficult, particularly their conference schedule. They avoided a lot of the good teams last year. They got to play most of them this year. But this is an interesting one here because you can't start 0-2, bud.
Well,
Baylor
I
can't.
know we can't, but I do think we are going to start 0-2.
Oh, you got no answer for Kevin Jennings. Well, you didn't have an answer for Jackson Arnold, so you probably don't have an answer for Kevin Jennings. Dang.
No, yeah, I mean, if you give up 307 yards rushing especially to a non-service academy team, that just shows that your team's in a bad way.
Oh, they're in a bad way. Yeah. Now y'all got almost 600 yards of offense though, and
yes. So
Auburn might have a better. I think Auburn's probably got a better defense than SMU. So I think you like. So in other words, so is this going to be 45-40?
I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
The over/under 65.5.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay, yeah, that's a high over/under, but I believe it for this game here. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a shootout. I think you're right. I think this is going to be a track meet game.
Yeah.
At SMU, right? Is it at SMU?
Yeah, it's up. Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. Now, how far? I've never been to Texas before, and I know it's a huge state. So, how far is it from Waco to? Where's SMU? Dallas?
It's in Dallas. It's just north of downtown. It's about an hour and a half, like right on the dot for me.
Oh. So there should be a lot of. I mean, there'll be. I mean, I know it'll be an SMU home crowd, but there should be plenty of Baylor fans there. It's not like.
Oh yeah, there'll be some.
Yeah.
There'll definitely be some Baylor fans up there. Me included.
Yeah. Oh, you're going.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, just like I went last week and witnessed that debacle.
Dang. Yeah, that was something.
Sorry for all the SEC fans that were counting on me. I let you down.
Well, listen, Jackson Arnold beat Alabama too. So.
He did. Yes, he did. You know who else beat Alabama?
I do know who else beat Alabama. The Florida State man.
Yeah, those two guys that were debating Octavian beat Alabama.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I don't know if you follow the ESPN College Football YouTube channel.
No.
But they posted the call-in from the Paul Finebaum show. You should listen to those Gump fans calling into his show.
I heard one, somebody posted a clip on Twitter of Legend, an Alabama fan who's been calling in for decades. So I heard his meltdown, but I'm sure it was 4 hours of that on Monday, especially. It's probably even continued into the week. He's probably still doing it on there, but yeah.
It was.
That's the best time to watch. I don't generally watch the Finebaum, not because I don't like it. I'm usually working at that time or something. It comes on at a bad time for me to be able to sit down and watch it. I used to record the Finebaum show every day and watch it at night when I would get done with whatever I was doing for the day, whether it was these call-in shows or whatever else. I'd kind of put it on as I went to sleep. But I just kind of got out of the habit of doing that. So it's very rare that that usually now if I see anything from the Finebaum show, it's something that somebody has clipped and posted somewhere, Twitter or something, or somebody will send me something or whatever. But I did see the Legend call, and I can just imagine he probably had a dozen calls like that.
Oh yeah, there were some good ones, but I remember when you called in to his show a few years ago.
Yeah, I used to call in I had the number to call in where you didn't have to wait on hold. You call and the producer answers the phone and puts you right on. That's how. If you ever wonder how the same people get, I don't know how many people have ever tried to call the Finebaum show, but if you just call the number they put on the TV screen, you're going to get a busy signal. And if you ever do get on, you're going to be on hold for hours before they put you on. But there's a second number that they don't put out publicly. But it was after the Georgia-Tennessee game where there was back-to-back Hail Marys. Georgia hit one and thought we were going to win, and then Tennessee hit one. And I had recorded my reaction to that and posted it. And one of the producers from the Finebaum show called me and gave me the other number. So I used to call in all the time because I had that. I still have it. I haven't called in years. But I used to call in every once in a while because I didn't have to wait on hold. I could call, and it would go straight to the producer, and they'd put me right on. But it's been years since I've called in.
Yeah, of course, I can't laugh too hard at anybody's Hail Marys because last year Colorado of all teams,
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
y'all play them this year?
No, not
Okay.
this year. Not this year. But yeah, I got to give props to the Barner man, Jackson Arnold. You know, he carved our rush defense. So
Yeah, it was weird too because it wasn't a lot of. I mean, there was some design Jackson Arnold runs, but a lot of it was pass plays. And Auburn's pass protection was terrible. So Jackson Arnold would drop back to pass, and right away there's like two Baylor players in the backfield. But give Jackson Arnold credit; he was like a magician back there. Baylor could get to him, but they couldn't get him down, and then he'd get loose and run for 5 yards, 15 yards, 10 yards, whatever it was. And Killjaw with that.
yeah,
I mean, that was the difference in the game.
I mean, when you line up with 11 Garden Gnomes, I mean, it's pretty much inevitable that somebody's going to just run right past you. Doesn't matter how slow they are, how fast they are. You're just going to get dusted.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I saw. But yeah, you know, I mean, there's still a long season to go. I mean, Sawyer Robertson he's going to keep us in games, but that rush defense has got to get better, quick, fast, and in a hurry, or I'm going to be down in a worse way.
Well, I hope for your sake that doesn't happen. But good luck, Baylor, man. Have fun at the game, and I hope Baylor gets a win for you, buddy. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Thank you, Lou. Hey, Lou, is it a number where I can call, where I can skip? I'm just playing. God, I've been on hold for so long. Damn, okay. I know we all fans, Lou. We all love the sport. You know what I'm saying? I love your channel. You know, I look at your channel, you know what I'm saying, every day when I'm at work, even if it's old shit. I love you, man. I know you don't even know me. I'm sorry I had to say that. But two teamers, and I ain't just talking about Nate because I know Nate been, you know, hurt and stuff like that. Praying for you, Nate. Hope for a speedy recovery. But two teamers, Lou, it's just disgusting, man. I'm sorry.
I agree. There's been only a handful of them over the history that I've been doing this channel. Nate is a Nebraska and Michigan fan.
And the Texas and Notre Dame dude, that's just damn disgusting.
And I like him. He's a great guy. Like when he calls in, like he's knowledgeable about football. I enjoy his calls into the show and all that. But yeah, he's a Notre Dame fan and a Texas fan. And then there was another guy, I haven't seen him around in a while, Homegrown Cowboy, I think was his name. He was an Alabama fan and a Texas fan.
Terrible, man. I'm a UGA fan. I bleed red, black, and silver, man. No matter if we win or lose, I would never switch on my team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a root with my one team that I've been sticking with, you know. But that call you had with Octavian and the Florida State people, man, that was a fucking trash talk. Not nobody trash talk. That was the nicest. They breaking down film and breaking down, man, you better say Florida State gonna beat Florida 100 to nothing. They was just too nice, man, and they both of them teams are down bad, and they both suck so bad, man. It was just it's just terrible. And I'm here to let you know too, Lou, I'm gonna be a thorn in Octavian's side all year.
Good.
I'm gonna try to call anytime I hear his voice, man. I had some notes and stuff ready for him, but I assume he's gone already.
Well, yeah. Now that I know, the next time I see you back there, and when he's on, I'll put you on with him. Now that I know,
man, Lou, I was like, please put me on. I wanted to get right in the middle of their call and just bust both of their bubbles because they both are down bad. Matter of fact, Lou, mostly everybody who called today, teams are down bad. You got the Baylor man calling in. You got, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, all these teams, they was just down bad. I feel like you like a therapist for like down bad teams.
Yeah, I do appreciate though the fans of teams that lose or the fans of teams that are having a bad season, but they still have the balls to hang around a channel like mine, because this is a hard channel to hang around if your team is not having a good year. Like it really is, because we talk a lot of trash on here. And it's real easy when your team is terrible to just kind of go hide on one of these channels that's like just about your team or something, because you don't have to hear the negativity all the time. So I do appreciate the people that even when their team loses, they still have what it takes to come around here, because I know it ain't easy.
Yeah, you're right. Just like I'm going to probably have to face the music once we, play in the Super Bowl, against Alabama. I ain't really looking forward to that. I know they're gonna put their heart, blood, sweat, and tears in that game and go back under a rock after that. But like I said, I love the channel, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You get me through my work day every day. I just want you to know that. Even with the morning shoe, I love the morning shoe, man. Just listening to you talking. I know you ain't just doing nothing, out of nothing just that special, but you got a gift, dude. I don't know what it is. You just talking. Even just talking about yourself, the shit be so interesting. I don't know what it is, man, but I love your channel, dude.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, man, and I'm glad something I'm doing is helping somebody. So it was good to hear from you, and I'm going to keep an eye in the back room, and the next time I get Octavian on here and I see you back here, I'm going to put you on with him and let you have your way with him.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Yep. All right, take it easy, Jose. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. Well, your ears must have been burning.
Well, that guy called me out again. I don't really need to respond to that. There's a very unique circumstance that made me a Texas and a Notre Dame fan, in particular. But I'll go ahead and be in level, I guess. I'm half Irish. I'm Catholic. Dad, Notre Dame alumnus. Grew up in Austin. Now South Bend's my new hometown.
So if
that's all you need to know.
If they played, would you pick a side ahead of time?
I have a nuanced way to go about this. Texas is my 1A, so I want to see him win another national title, first. But like if Notre Dame at that point, if Texas wins a national title with Sarkisian, for instance, I'm going to root for whoever has the longer national title drought.
I got you.
And so, but because I grew up in Austin, I have a little more loyalty towards Texas. Okay. So. But again, now I live in South Bend, but, anyhow, the thing is, we kind of got cut short because, you had to get out of there, early, last Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, I made the point about Sarkisian needing an offensive coordinator in particular. But the other thing that I sort of, I guess I'm kind of happy that the media got a lump of coal in their stocking, because the thing is like they could have hyped up one of those 3-year starters that they had, like Aller, Aller, Nussmeier, or Klubnik, or even Sellers. It's wild that Arch got more hype than Sellers. Because Sellers is a freak athlete in his own right,
Sellers might be,
yeah.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about anybody from South. Sellers might be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft next year.
I can see it.
If he has a good year and develops, and, he's got Nick Harbor on the outside now, an elite athlete that can help him. Mm-hmm. And I'm serious. He might be, Arch Manning hasn't said whether he's coming back or not. Cade Klubnik, I'm sure, is going pro. Garrett Nussmeier, those are some options too. But they can't run around like Lenor Sellers. It's going to depend who gets that number 1 pick. If they are in love with the idea of a more athletic quarterback, I could see somebody taking Lenor Sellers over Klubnik or Nussmeier. He's that good, I think.
Well, Vince Young was taken number 3 in 2006 in the NFL draft. So. I mean, they teams have taken shots on big athletic quarterbacks like that in the past, So, and he kind of has a similar ilk. He's a better runner than thrower, like Vince Young, But
he reminds me more of Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying he's as good as Lamar Jackson, but he reminds me more of Lamar Jackson than he does Vince Young. Vince Young looked like a linebacker.
Yeah, he it's almost like you had a tight end, like a really fast tight end playing quarterback.
By the way, Bryce Underwood looks like that. Bryce Underwood looks like he could play inside line. Alex Orji is another one. Some of these quarterbacks nowadays, I'm like, holy shit, look at the size of these. I mean, Tim Tebow was thick and stocky like that, but he wasn't tall like these guys are. But Lenor Sellers, man, he could have a big year.
Yeah, well. He's always been my Heisman favorite. I never seriously took, that whole Arch thing at all. I thought maybe there was an outside chance he makes it to New York. But looking at the Ohio State game, I was there, in the stands. It seems like the crowd rattled him because he made a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes. The holding the ball too long, that's something I've seen already, but like some of the footwork, like I could tell the crowd got to him, and like, to be fair, Quinn Ewers went 11-1 on the road. Yeah. He was an excellent road quarterback. He lost his first road start, and you had a bunch of like new receivers and all this other stuff. Looking back on it, I had us beating Ohio State because I thought we had a slightly more experienced quarterback, but it really was a tough ask, at the end of the day. It really was a tough ask, I think, and for me, you talked about Arch Manning either coming or staying. I think for me, the best I think we can be informed, I think, by how he plays against Florida on the road. If he's better, but he's not still like elite, I think he stays back for a year. Whereas if he really lights it up, maybe there is a chance he goes pro. But again, I'm just I think he'll figure it out, at the end of the day. But I really like that we have some tune-ups here so that we can, he can get in rhythm with those receivers and, make sure make sure he's not making those footwork mistakes that he did, in particular. But, again, it was so that was the main point I guess I wanted to make. And then I also talked about, the whole media thing. And I'm kind of glad that, that the media is not going to be trumping this guy up like they were, it's like the guy's had 2 starts, let the guy play football, and Sarkisian, find you an offensive coordinator, become a serious head coach. I think he can be a great head coach, but right now he thinks he can be good at 2 jobs. And I'm just like, there's very few people in this world that can be good at 2 jobs. And he's not one of them, at the end of the day, he's not, like Pete Carroll might be an exception, but they typically fall into what I like to call like the exception is the rule fallacy, where certain people are like, oh, well, I can do this. Well, are you the exception to the rule?
Yeah. Well, the exception proves the rule. I mean, the fact that there's so few exceptions means that the rule is probably accurate. Hey, thank you for the call. We'll see what Arch Manning does the rest of the way. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning in that, Lou. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, Ballard.
Yeah, it's funny going into the season, every team's got question marks and we're all looking for answers. And I think for Alabama, the big question was, can they be a good team this year? Can they have the quarterback in Ty Simpson? Of course, FSU had to fire back and answer, no. Yeah,
I know.
But this guy, previous caller, was talking a little bit about Arch Manning there, but I think it was this morning or whatever, maybe yesterday, Stephen A. Smith was on First Take like he always is, and he was talking about Arch Manning a little bit, saying he's not a generational talent yet. What's your take
on Arch Manning?
Yeah, like
he's clearly not. We
look at him. Do we look at him as generational? I'm tired of
talking about Arch Manning's talent. It doesn't matter how much talent you have if you play like shit. So I don't give a fuck what anybody says about Arch Manning's talent anymore. Play good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hear anybody talking about Lenor Sellers' talent. I hear them talking about how great he plays. So do that. I don't get the generational. Who gives a fuck if he's a generational talent? Can he complete a pass 10 yards downfield? Yes or no? That's what we need to find out.
Yeah, I got you.
Every 5-star recruit is a generational talent. We hear it all the time. Bryce Underwood's a generational talent at Michigan. The guy's played 1 game. He's a generational talent. I keep hearing. Okay, maybe he is. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he is. I guess he is. Is Tommy Castellanos a generational talent now? I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
I mean, it should be reserved, in my opinion, to high school athletes. I mean, like, they use that term so much with like Trevor Lawrence when he was coming out.
Is J.J. McCarthy a generational talent?
No, I don't think so.
Stetson Bennett a generational talent?
Here's the thing,
Is
too.
Will
if you
Howard
really
a
think about it,
generational talent? No.
is he?
Will
No.
fucking Howard.
Oh, fuck no.
No, none of those people are generational talents. They're all national champions instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Tua was
because-
what's his name? Bryce Young was a generational talent. How many natties he got?
0.
None. 0. AJ McCarron somehow has 2. I don't give a fuck. Is he a generational talent? No. He was pretty pedestrian.
Pedestrian? Yeah.
Texas
It's
doesn't
just
need a
funny to me,
generational
too.
talent.
It's like they overuse that term, too, because when you hear that term,
it doesn't mean anything. It's like when
generational.
somebody calls me up and says such and such team's overrated. Okay. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean the AP has them ranked 8th and they should be 10th? Is that what do you mean they're overrated? What does that mean? Overrated by who? What, like, there's some things that people just say because they've heard other people say it. They don't even know what they're saying. And this whole generational talent thing is that. He's generational talent. Oh, yeah? Is that why he's been in college for 3 years and he's got 3 starts? Ty Simpson was a generational talent when he came out of high school 8 years ago. He was a 5-star, generational talent, can't miss prospect. Okay, well, is he going to win anything? Because all I've seen him do is almost lose to South Florida and get his ass beat by Florida State. That's all I've ever seen Ty Simpson do. Have you seen him do something I haven't? Wasn't it him that almost lost to South Florida?
Him and Buckner.
Yeah, and Buckner is such a generational talent, he's now playing lacrosse at Notre Dame. So, I don't really care about.
It's just crazy that like how we overuse that term.
Generational talent when you've been in college for 5 years is meaningless. If Arch Manny's been in college for 3 years, if the only thing anybody can say about him is that he's a generational talent, then that means he's not any good.
Right.
Because if he was good, they wouldn't be talking about how he was a generational talent. They'd be talking about how good he played against Ohio State, but he didn't. Is Julian Shane a generational talent? He couldn't complete a pass either.
I got to point this out too. When you hear generational, I was taught that meant every 20 to 30 years, generational talent would mean
that's what it's
something
supposed to
along
mean,
the
but that's what I
lines of-
mean. People say that. They don't even know what they're saying. Like when they call me up and say such and such is overrated. James Franklin's overrated. Oh, yeah? Well, he's rated as the 3rd best coach in the Big Ten. Where should he be rated? 3rd. Okay, so he's not overrated. He's rated right where he should be. You don't even – you're saying something you don't even – mean or know what it means. I got to go, Ballard. Thank you for aggravating me. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Yeah, what up, Uncle Lou? Hey, listen, all these motherfuckers at Mississippi State are saying that Mississippi State's going to upset us this weekend. I think that's so hilarious. All these people are saying Arizona State's on upset alert this weekend. I just want to let all those people know that we are going to destroy Mississippi State.
I believe you. I do.
We are going to destroy Mississippi State this weekend, and they're all saying, "Oh, Cam Scatterboo's gone. Oh, we only won by 7 last year." Look, the halftime score was 30-20, or it was 30-3. We were up by 27 at halftime. We let our foot off the brakes. We are going to destroy Mississippi State. We're going down to Starkville. Arizona State is the best team in the Big 12. If we are going to destroy Mississippi State, I can't wait to watch all these fans in Starkville lose their fucking mind, because Arizona State is the best team in the Big 12, and we are the best team in the country. And I don't care what anyone says, we're going to lose. There's no upset alert this week. Arizona State, we're going to kill Mississippi State. Yeah! No cowbells. No cowbells around here, baby. No cowbells around here, baby. Get ready to learn Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson, and Raleek Brown, because Arizona State is the best team in the country, and we are better than Mississippi State. We are not losing to Mississippi State. Woo!
That might be the greatest call in history of this show, buddy. That was amazing. Good luck. I think it's going to be a good game, man. I think y'all are going to win. I like Arizona State. What do you mean? It was close last year, and they were dog shit. So.
Nah, I want to be close. Good night, Uncle Luke.
All right, buddy. Yeah, man. Good call for real. That was great, man. That was great. I hope that guy puts this show on speed dial. We need to hear from you more, sir. That was an amazing call. That was an amazing call. That guy knew what he wanted to say, and the minute I put him on, he let it go. That was a great call.
5-star caller. 5-star caller.
Yeah, that was a 5-star caller. It's been a long time since I broke out the cowbell. Years. I think the last time I used that damn cowbell was back when I had that she shed in the backyard. And that was during COVID. But that guy got me fired up. That was a good call. Good morning, you're all with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Lou? Everything's going good?
Yeah, buddy.
All right. If you don't care about this, we can just skip to the next topic. But did you see Jalen Carter spit on Dak?
Yeah, I talked about it at the beginning of the show. I don't know what the fuck.
Okay.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, so obviously I'm an LSU fan. Can you give us one negative and one positive on LSU?
I thought both of those quarterbacks would have played better. Now, I know those are two good defenses, but these aren't first-year like the Texas-Ohio State game, you can find reasonable reasons why those two quarterbacks struggled. They're brand new. They've never played. Nussmeier and Klubnik are two of the most veteran quarterbacks in all of college football on teams that are loaded with NFL talent. Now, I get it that Clemson is an NFL defense and LSU is an NFL defense, but I thought both of those quarterbacks would have played better. Now, Nussmeier played better than Cade Klubnik, but that's the and I don't think, by the way, that I think LSU will be fine offensively going forward, but I was expecting more offense in that game on both sides. And as far as the positives would go, there's a lot of positives. Winning the first game of the year is pretty positive. Because it's just been so long since LSU did it. But their pass rush was elite. Clemson's offensive line isn't great, but it's not poverty level, and they made it look poverty level. They harassed Cade Klubnik for that entire game.
I don't think the run game was very pretty, but I think we ran the ball better.
I thought Durham ran the ball well.
Yeah.
I liked him last year, and I know it's only a one-game sample. I think he's their best running back.
I think so, too. I thought he was the best running back on the team last year.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for Caleb Jackson and whatever the other one was. But week 3, I know it's a week away, but we play Florida. Lou, what's your early thoughts on that game?
I'm taking, unless something changes my mind this weekend, I'm taking LSU at home in that one.
Octavian's not gonna like that.
Yeah, well, he knows that. Something weird would have to happen. LSU looks like shit this week. Florida beats South Florida by 100, or injuries or something. Something weird would have to happen to make me change my mind on that. Because here's the thing: even if Florida is as good as some optimistic people think they are. So, even if Florida's a 9 or a 10 win team, at LSU might be their toughest game of the year. So, even if those people are right and Florida's way better than they have been in a long time, they're still likely to lose that game on the road at LSU, in my opinion. So, it would take something drastic to happen this weekend or next week leading up to the game, some kind of weird practice injury to significant players or something for me to change my mind. I'm probably going to pick LSU in that one.
All right. One more thing. I want to play a quick game. Obviously, if you don't care, we don't have to. But I want to name a few fantasy matchups of previous teams and see if you can pick a winner. What do you think?
Yeah, you can do one or two because I have zero interest in this. Would 2019 LSU beat 1942 Ohio State? I've got no interest in that shit. So you can do two of them.
Two of them. Okay. Well, you pretty much guessed it was 2019 LSU versus 2020 Bama.
2019 LSU.
Okay.
I don't give that 2020 credit. I don't give the 2020 Bama team any credit at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
They were a good team, but it was half a season with 4,000 people in the stands and no non-con games. Players were opting out all over the country. I don't take that season seriously as a whole. So all these people, there's Bama fans that say 2020 Bama's the greatest team of all time. I'll never even consider that 2020 Bama team in that category because of reasons outside their control. But the 2019 LSU team is one of the best teams of my lifetime. So I'll take 2019 LSU.
All right, I'm with you. And one more, and then I'll get off of here. This is a group of 5. 2021 Cincinnati undefeated with Luke Fickle, I believe, and then 2017 Central Florida, undefeated with Scott Frost.
Thank you for the call. See, that's why I don't like doing that. No, there's not a soul on earth who's ever sat around going, I wonder if 2021 Cincinnati could beat 2017 Central Florida. What are we doing? Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, White Tonto fan. Sorry I'm late.
White Tonto, say. Tommy
Hell yeah.
Castellanos own the Alabama man.
For now, anyway, yeah. I got a message for the guy with the Star Wars name, Octavian Kudor. I think that's his name.
Go ahead.
Hey, Octavian, if Lagway's going to beat us, he's going to have to figure out how to do it from the ICU. That dude is going to be busted up by the time we go to Gainesville. He's more hazard prone than the Mayhem guy from the Allstate commercials. He's got more injuries than Mr. Bill from Saturday Night Live. He just stays in a constant state of foobar. So we're not even going to play him on the field. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to waltz up into Peter Griffin Stadium or whatever you call it. We're going to embarrass the rest of your team first. Then afterwards, we're going to track down Lagway in the campus infirmary and kick his ass there.
Now, what team are we talking about here?
Florida.
No, the other team. What other team are we talking about?
Florida State, baby.
Florida State. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we're going to find what room he's getting his latest MRI scan in. We're going to toss a piece of metal in there, see what happens. Hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Screw Florida. Screw Billy Not So Badass Napier, whatever that dumb-looking motherfucker is.
Hey. We're going to kick your motherfucking ass, sir. Who the fuck you think you talking to, bud?
I love you, Octavian. I'm just messing with you, man. That's all.
We're going to fucking put y'all fucking My Little Pony on a fucking stretcher. He's going to be there he's going to be at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital when we finish with him because we're going to kick his fucking ass. Fuck FSU.
Octavian, you know why y'all called the lot lizards?
And you know what you call the Florida State cinnamon rolls because y'all sweet and y'all soft as hell.
Y'all called the lot lizards because much like an actual truck stop prostitute, y'all both willing to suck for 4 quarters.
Y'all, you suck. Mike Norvell sucks. Tim, whatever his name, he sucks. Whoever your defensive line sucks. The defensive line sucks. You all ass. Y'all ass. You in Psycho Seminole. Get y'all ass booked by this Gator man. Y'all don't know. Y'all know what time y'all on borrowed time, sir.
Octavian, I'm such a fan of yours. I'm just starstruck right now. I can't believe I'm talking to you. This is just so surreal.
Stand on business, buddy, on November the 29th, buddy. Stand on business, buddy.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Octavian. Hey, Corey, great call, buddy, man. Thank you for putting up with Octavian.
One last thing before I go.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to the Alabama fans. They are taking that loss with a lot more humility and temperance than I thought they were. I was expecting them to be super boisterous, like coming on and be like, oh, don't matter if you beat us, we're still the better program, 18 national titles, or whatever number we made up. Hypothetically, we actually won that game anyway. But no, they're not doing that. This is not the reaction I was expecting. So shout out to Ballard and all the Bama fans. Kudos.
All right,
and that's all I got to say.
All right, man. Thanks for the great call. Great call. Thank you for putting up with Octavian. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. Hello. Come on in, bud. I feel bad when that happens. These people wait on hold, but when you come on, that's when it's time to talk. I mean, I don't know, and then they just click off. I don't know why you wait that long just to click off. It's weird. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
I can't hear you.
Hello?
Where the fuck did you go, dude? I'm gonna try and rejoin.
All right, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Welcome back. You've had a couple great callers, dude.
Yeah, this has been a good one. This is a good one,
and it's finally opened up. I was trying to join, and it said, "Nah, everyone's trying to talk," which is good news because everyone has the right to say their dumbass opinions. This is America.
Yeah,
and that's what we do. We say dumb shit to dumb people dumbly, and that's fucking America. And I like it.
Yeah, and we're usually fat when we do it.
Yeah, well, I'm skinny fat. It's the worst kind of fat you can be. Skinny fat, when you got lurpy arms and a big belly, it's fucking embarrassing. I try and suck it in. I'm wearing sometimes I walk around with a one of those belts, those big WWE belts, like a championship belt, but it's just to hide my skinny fat gut. But that's a difference. Like, we don't need to get into my problems. I just want to let you all know that Utah runs the Big 12. It was never in question. We had a bit of an injury, a little bit of a slump, a little bit of a first year bad luck sort of thing. But now we're totally fucking back, and everyone else can suck on my nuts. We are the number one team. We are the flagship program. Texas was the Big 12 flagship program? Not anymore. Oklahoma? Not anymore. It's Utah and Utah. Everyone else can suck my nuts. The entire conference is dog shit. Get me out of it. We don't belong in this truck stock ass conference.
Thank you for the call. I was impressed with Utah. I think I had them going 8-4 in my preseason predictions. I know UCLA is bad, but Utah absolutely destroyed them in week 1. Utah looked better right out of the gate. Utah's got a whole new offense this year. They brought in a new quarterback, new coordinator, the whole deal. So I was like, okay, may take them a while to like ramp up to speed, They look good right out of the gate. And we already know they're one of the best coach teams in the country. So if they get it together and can stay healthy, I think Utah is right in there in that mix with other teams that can win the Big 12 for sure. They look really good. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Doing good. I have 2 questions and a statement I want to make. First question is, I know it's only one game in the season, so obviously we got plenty of football left to go. But after just one game in the year, do you have any type of thoughts or opinions about who the best quarterback might be in the country so far?
If we pretend we've never seen anything other than what we've seen this season, Lenor Sellers and Jalen Daniels are the 2 best quarterbacks in the country.
Gotcha.
I mean, Cade Klubnik was amazing last year, and he may be amazing this year. Garrett Nussmeier. Julian Sayin, with the group of wide receivers he has, could have a monster year. But if we're only going, through week 1, Lenor Sellers played well in a game against a Power 4 opponent in Virginia Tech, and South Carolina got the win. And Jalen Daniels has played 2 games already and looks like a video game. Now it's been lower competition. This week they play Missouri, so we'll see. If he has another game against Missouri like he had the first 2 weeks, he should be on the top of Heisman lists.
Right. And then my next question is, I've seen running Georgia quarterbacks before, namely DJ Shockley and Justin Fields. Is it just me, or do other Georgia fans also get anxiety when Gunner takes off and starts running? Because to me, just from the outside looking in, his size does not look to me like he should be running like he does, and I'm just worried he's going to get some kind of crazy injury with that. Just get your take on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every fan that has a running quarterback fears that when their quarterbacks take off running, and then there's a couple of things that can make it worse, like if your quarterback is undersized. Jalen Milroe takes off running. I mean, he's more likely to hurt the linebacker than the linebacker is to hurt him. That's not the case with Gunner. And the other thing about Gunner is he's not a guy that's going to get a lot of yards he'll run between the tackles. Like, he thinks he's a fullback. He has that. He's Tim Tebow. I hate even mentioning that because then people go, he's nowhere near as good as Tim Tebow. That's not what I'm saying. But Tim Tebow didn't have 4.4 speed. But Tim Tebow would run between the tackles and put his shoulder down, and that's what Gunner. I'm sure the coaches are on him all the time about slide. Because his natural instinct is to lower his shoulder. And I don't, he won't last a season doing that. He's got to slide. He's got to learn to run out of bounds. But so I think it's natural to be a little worried when you see your quarterback take off running. But with that being said, I'd rather have a running quarterback than not.
I think he had like 70 yards rushing this past Saturday. I know it's Marshall, but 70 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns running, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so,
he had a great game on the ground. Now, one of my issues with running quarterbacks a lot of times, because a lot of people, if a quarterback can run, people automatically go, oh, he's a dual threat. There's been a lot of running quarterbacks who were single threat. They couldn't throw the ball. And that's what I've never wanted. I've never wanted some just amazing athlete that can't read a defense and throw the ball. You need somebody that can throw a 20-yard out route, and you need somebody that can throw a skinny post over the linebacker's head and underneath the safety. Shit like I want somebody that can throw the ball first and foremost. And then after that, I want him to also be able to extend plays, scramble, and run and have a few design runs called for him. And a lot of these quarterbacks that come through can do the running around part, but they can't throw the ball. Jalen Milroe's an example of this. This guy can't run an offense to save his life. He just can't. He was never a good quarterback. Alex Orji's not a dual threat quarterback. He can't throw the ball. What's the second threat? That's been that. So that's what I've never. So given the choice always between, and look, Milroe had some Sports Center highlight top 10 type plays, but they were all with his legs. Can he throw a bomb? Yeah, but almost any idiot with a strong arm can do that. He can't play quarterback. I've never wanted that. Given the choice between Carson Beck and a quarterback that can run around but not throw the ball, I'll take Carson Beck. But obviously what you want, and they're hard to find, is Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick. That's what you want. That's what I want. The guy that actually is a dual threat and can do both. They're hard to find. And Gunner is not as good of a thrower as Ryan Puglisi, never mind Carson Beck. So if you're going to play Gunner Stockton, you got to swallow bite on your lip and let him run. Because if you don't, that was the problem against Notre Dame. Well, there was a lot of problems against Notre Dame, the offensive line being chief amongst them and special teams blunders. But you look at our offense against Notre Dame, it was non-existent. Right. Because it was clear that Gunner was under direct orders not to run the ball. And I get it. Right. He's already your backup. You get him hurt. Now you're having to play a true freshman, Ryan Puglisi, who didn't get a lot of practice time because he was injured a lot. So I get it. But without Gunner Stockton, without the ability to run, is not a good enough quarterback to succeed in the SEC, I don't think. I don't think he, in other words, if we get down to Alabama by 30 points at halftime, like we did last year, Gunner Stockton's not throwing us back into that game in the second half. I don't think. Right. He has other positives, other benefits, other things that he can do. Having a running quarterback can help the running game, obviously. And I think he's a good enough passer, by the way. I don't want it to come off like I'm crapping on his ability to throw the ball. I'm not. I think he's good enough. But we have to let him run the ball and just cross your fingers or say a prayer or do hopes or thoughts or whatever it is you do that he doesn't get hurt. But you have to let him be him. If not, there's no advantage to playing him, I don't think. You can watch Gunner Stockton and Ryan Puglisi warm up and tell who the better passer is, and it's Ryan Puglisi. I mean, you don't have to be Steve Sarkisian or some offensive genius to look at Gunner Stockton and Ryan Puglisi and tell who can throw the ball better. It's Ryan Puglisi. But if Gunner Stockton can run around, and he can, and they're going to let him do that, I think that opens up a lot of possibilities for Georgia's offense.
Yeah, he threw a little bit Saturday. Puglisi came in the game and threw some. Yeah. So, the statement I wanted to make was Paul Finebaum is the most entertaining and hilarious when Alabama is the trash can that they are.
100%.
Gotcha. Appreciate it, Lou. Thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, man. Good to hear from you. Thanks for calling in. All right, let's get caught up on these super chats here, and then we'll get right back to the phone calls. Des M says, what's your opinion on Mike Gundy comments on Oregon? Good question. I think I mentioned this a little bit on Tuesday. I like Dan Lanning had a perfect response. If you don't know what he's talking about, Mike Gundy is complaining that Oklahoma State has to play Oregon, and Oregon spends more money on their football program than Oklahoma State does. Everything from NIL to facilities to all the way down. And that this is Mike Gundy, the coach of Oklahoma State, and that in his opinion, non-conference games should be matched up according to revenue. And they asked Dan Lanning about the comments, and Dan Lanning basically said, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to apologize because I work for a school that wants to win, and he doesn't. I'm not going to apologize for that. I want to be at a school that's all in on football, and I'm glad I am. And by the way, this is Dan Lanning talking. By the way, that same Oklahoma State team played UT Martin last week. I'm pretty sure Oklahoma State spends a lot more money on their football program than UT Martin. So it's pretty funny that he's got a problem with revenue being unequal when he's playing someone that spends more, but he's got no issue with it when he's playing someone that spends less. And I thought that was a perfect response. Evan 215 says, if you want to know how useless QBR is, J.J. McCarthy in 2023 had a higher QBR than anyone in 2024. Bryce looked good beyond the stats. The arm talent just jumps off the TV, has a rocket launcher, also great mechanics and pocket presence for his age. Talking about Bryce Underwood, the freshman at Michigan. Tyler Harrison says, I think Florida will lose to South Florida. Okay, we're caught up. I read that one already. All right, so we got caught back up. I got to pee, or else I'm going to end up just rushing the callers through. Today's Thursday, so we can stay on later today. Tuesdays, I have to end the show at a reasonable time. Thursdays, I don't, for reasons that don't matter to y'all, you don't care about. But anyway, I can do the show pretty much as long as y'all want to on Thursdays. So if you're on hold, stay on hold. I'll be right back, but I'm going to go to the bathroom and pee now so I don't end up rushing through these callers. I'll be right back in just a second.
Whoa, Todd, woo! Whoa, Todd, woo!
Let's get back to it here. Yeah, whoa, Todd. Whoa, Todd. One more time. One more again. One more again.
Whoa, Todd, woo!
Yeah, whoa, Todd. Thank you, Kyle, for the super chat. Gave you about 4 whoa Todds there, Kyle. Gave you about 4 whoa Todds on that one there. Do we need to hear from 90 Proof or Luther at some point about this, about the goings on? We probably do. We probably do need to hear from 90 Proof for Luther pretty soon. Be an absolute shame if he showed up on a video tomorrow, wouldn't it? 90 Proof for Luther. Be an even bigger shame if we saw 90 Proof for Luther in a video tomorrow and that 5-star dummy was toting around a stuffed animal. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Brett Brown says, Octavian, a real Gator fan, knows Napier ain't it. Dang. Florida fans did want him fired last year. Of course, they changed their mind after going 7-5, which was just unbelievable for Florida that they were able to do that. Yeah. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Oh, what's up, Lou?
Hey, Eric. What's going on, buddy? Big game for y'all this week.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. If we lose this game somehow, I don't know if we're going to make the usage in the double list for you, but for me, yes.
Oh, the loser of this game is definitely going to be on the Your Season is Over video, Sonny. This is one of the biggest games of the week. Yeah, this is Eric, a Missouri fan. So we're talking about the Missouri-Kansas game. This is one of the, outside, but other than Oklahoma, Michigan, to me, this is the biggest game of the week. And I actually think this is the best game of the week. I think this is going to be an entertaining game. A lot of fun to watch.
It's going to be I'm hoping it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I think it will.
Yeah. I hear that the Mizzou kicker's out for the season.
The Mizzou kicker?
Yeah.
What, like the field goal kicker or the punter in that?
Field goal.
Field goals, okay.
Thankfully, we got another one. Hopefully, but according to the Ohio State and Alabama man, I guess the season is over.
For Ohio State and Alabama, well, Ohio State won.
No, I mean, who's the one that said if you have an injury, the season's over?
Oh, yeah. Alabama and Ohio State fans both think that if you have one injured player, the loss doesn't count.
Ooh.
Yeah. Alabama and Ohio State fans think that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they think their teams are the only teams that ever have injuries, and if they have one injury, especially if it's during a game, then the loss doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about Jalen Carter. What an idiot!
Yeah, what a dumb thing to do. I mean, first game of the year, you haven't even played a snap yet, and you kicked out of the game for spitting on an opposing player. I mean, it's just, I mean,
son, the game's not even started yet.
I mean, I know he went to Georgia, but I don't give a shit. That's dumb. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with it to me. That's stupid. That's just, and here's the thing. It's one thing, like, maybe in the second half of a close game and that's been back and forth and getting a little chippy or something, and so you lose your cool. How do you lose your cool on the opening fucking kickoff? I mean, that's bad. That's bad.
Dumb.
Yeah, there's no excusing that. They threw him out of the game. That was the right thing to do, and he's lucky if he doesn't catch a charge, because if you walk up to somebody on a sidewalk and spit on them, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
It's that simple. That's assault. They charge you with assault if you spit on somebody. So, if you're in jail and you spit on a police officer, they charge you with assault. That was just extremely, extremely stupid for him to do that.
Yeah. The thing I like about you, Lou, is even if it's a Georgia alum, if they do something dumb, you're going to tell the obvious truth.
Yeah, I don't like it when something bad happens to Georgia, but I don't shy away from it either. I mean, there's a reason thousands and thousands of Georgia fans won't listen to me and wish I would die. But I don't.
Well,
I mean, I want Georgia to win their games, but doesn't mean I'm not going to criticize them when they do something stupid or deserve to be criticized. I mean, this channel was built on me. This channel was built on me running off Georgia fans. I mean, because Georgia was terrible and was losing to Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech and doing stupid shit, and I was calling it out. And support the team, support the player. I support winning, dummy. And until we get some players in here that want to do that, no, I'm not going to I don't blindly support anything. I don't. People make. Kirby. Not everything Kirby's done has been the right. were you around when we had Justin Fields? I mean, I was the most obnoxious person on the internet when Justin Fields was riding the bench at Georgia. And there's Georgia fans that still won't listen to a word I say because because of the things I said about wanting Justin Fields to play over Jack Fromm or whatever the fuck his name was. I don't give a shit. I my opinion is what it is, and people can like it, love it, hate it, or think nothing about it. But it's not going to change what I do here. I mean, I criticize teams, players, and coaches that I think deserve to be criticized, whether it's Georgia or anybody else.
Nobody go. I'll let you get back to more calls.
All right, Eric. Good luck, man, against Kansas. It's going to be a great game. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. That's you, Dan. All right, Dan can't be bothered, which is great for all of you. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's going on, Lou?
Hey, buddy.
I just want to start by saying don't give a piss about nothing but the Tribe.
I hear you.
Octavian, man, where you been hiding?
Oh, I ain't been hiding.
Yeah, you been hiding. You ain't answer the phone. You ain't answer nothing. Come on,
I've been waiting on you, bud. Cause you know what?
You gave me a 21-point spread against Alabama. Now, what dumbass would do that? Only a Gator, right? 21 points.
We're gonna beat y'all. We're gonna beat y'all by 21.
No, hold on. Don't backtrack. I got you backpedaling just like Bama fans.
I'm not gonna backpedal. We're gonna put the pedal to the metal when we beat your ass this year.
You took that ass whooping and went and ran and hide. Come on now.
That's
I know you heard about the new injury news out of the Florida camp.
What injury we have? We don't have no injury.
DJ ran into a blocking pad and he stubbed his toe. Now he can't play this week.
Get the fuck on drugs, man. You talking about some My Little Pony better scrap his damn.
It's a long season. By the time y'all play the Knowles, he's gonna have about 6 other injuries.
My Little Pony gonna get broke up before DJ Lagway, bro.
See, what this chat fails to realize is when Florida sucks at football every year, Octavian puts his Seminole shirt on and goes to the FSU baseball game. And is out there doing the war chant. Oh,
I don't fuck with
Dang.
That's what you do in the stands, man. Don't lie, you came out there to the tailgates and all that. You've been to more FSU games this year than you've been to Florida in the last 5 years.
I went to the Florida FSU game, sir, and we absolutely kicked y'all ass out the state. You should have seen his stuff. You should have seen
You went to the Clemson game and was doing the war chant.
You was crying.
You went to the Clemson baseball game and was doing the war chant. You didn't post
I'm not doing no damn war chant.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with Florida State. I like Clemson.
Oh, you like Clemson now too?
Clemson gonna beat
you
y'all
like
ass.
every team. You got to jump on some bandwagon because guess
we
what? Every fan knows here. Once Florida plays a decent team, you're gonna be right back on this channel. Fire Billy Napier. Fire Billy Napier. But now this year, all of a sudden, you're screaming Florida's winning a national championship. How's Florida winning a national championship when you wanted Billy fired not even a couple months ago?
You want to?
Are you on drugs, sir?
You want to beat Mike November?
Sir, are you on drugs, sir? Because you can't make your mind up if you want Billy or not. Come on, man.
Do you want Mike Norvell to be there? Do you want him there? Yes or no?
After these losses,
you was butthurt last year when you got your ass smacked by Miami, Clemson, and Florida.
Hey, Bubba.
We couldn't find you. You was on the goddamn milk carton.
You running with Forrest Gumps. You was on the goddamn.
You was in the woods hiding.
I know Forrest already ran away from you.
You was in the woods hiding, sir.
Don't worry.
Where were you last year? Where were you? Where were you, sir?
Where were you every year after you say, Florida's going to beat Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, but they're going to lose to Vandy, Mississippi State?
You would have lost to USF last year, sir.
Man.
Get the fuck out of here.
Man. Y'all to see you're a little bit special, man. Come on, now.
We own you, motherfucker.
Come on, Octavian. Are you on drugs, sir?
We own Florida State, sir. We own Tallahassee.
You don't own nothing.
We own Dole Campbell Stadium.
If you own something, pay me that $50 before I have to come up there and get a 3-piece and a biscuit and a side of BTA on Octavian.
Come on, man. Hey, yeah, belt the ass. My fault. I know y'all a little slow down there in Gainesville. Come on now.
We're gonna belt the ass. We're gonna belt the ass to you, sir.
Man,
we're gonna belt the ass. We'll come to Tallahassee and we'll stick the flag up your ass.
You don't have to come to Tallahassee. You're already here.
We're gonna stick the flag again. We're gonna stick the flag on the Seminole head again, sir.
You
Stand on business, buddy.
Undercover Noles
Stand
fan.
on business, bud.
It's not are you on drugs, sir? It's you're on drugs, sir. You are on drugs, sir.
Are you
ass all season? Don't worry about Florida State because you got about 5 or 6 more losses coming. Belt
5
to
or 6
ass.
more.
Hey,
get the fuck out
you sleeping on USF? USF's gonna give y'all a run for y'all's money. USF's coming for y'all this weekend.
You losing to Virginia?
Don't take them lightly. This ain't Long Island tea. Come on now, don't take them lightly.
The 29th.
USF's coming for y'all, sir. Don't do them drugs this weekend because you're gonna be real mad.
USF? We're not worried about that.
Yeah, USF. You ain't worried about USF, but you said Mississippi State was beating y'all last year, but you were beating
Mississippi
Georgia. Come on, man. Yeah, that's what you said.
Man. Are you serious?
You said Vandy, Mississippi State, all the trash SEC teams are gonna beat y'all, but y'all gonna beat Bama, LSU, Georgia, all the good teams.
Where were you last year,
sir? And then after them L's came, you said fire Billy. Fire Billy. We don't want him no more.
Listen,
we don't want him no more. Where's Dan Mullen? Where's Dan Mullen? We need Dan.
Where's this energy coming from?
Dan, come back.
Energy?
You was hollering for Dan Mullen like Forrest Gump was hollering for Jenny. Jenny. Come on, man. You need Dan Mullen back.
Sir, we're gonna snap y'all in the goddamn mouth and then fight y'all.
Billy can't do nothing. Losing record against Mike Norvell.
Your shine away. We're gonna take your shine away, sir.
You ain't gonna take nothing, man. Just make sure you pay that $50 up. And Jose said you owe him 62.
Man,
and then go get your buddy Todd. Hey, Mr. Dynasty Todd, you gone missing, Bama fan. Come back to the show. Everybody misses you. We ain't seen you. We putting you on milk cartons. Come on, we need you to come do the war chant live on the show. Pay your bets, Octavian. Pay your bets. We know, we know Florida fans aren't like grown men and pay the bets, but pay your bets now.
Seminole, man, let me tell you something here. We're going to kick y'all ass to 29th, sir. When we do, you be on this show, you do the
we going to whoop y'all ass and drown that gator in the swamp, man. Go Noles, roll Tribe, Johnny Football for Heisman.
Tommy Foot? Who the fuck is Tommy Football? Who the fuck is Tommy Foot? Is this man hallucinating?
All right, gentlemen. Great job. Great job. Unbelievable. And amazing, too. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
How you doing, Uncle Lou?
Doing good, buddy. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I just wanted to call you up, man. I just want to show you some love, brother. I don't really got any questions, man. I just want to tell you, man, I've been a huge fan of yours for the last 6 years. It's kind of crazy.
I appreciate
I grew up watching you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I remember my first video I ever watched about it was I remember when Georgia got humiliated by damn South Carolina back in 2019. I was 13 years old, man.
I remember 13. It too. Jack Fromm had four interceptions and a fumble, and Hot Rod missed field goals, and we lost the damn game. That's the last home game Georgia lost.
Oh my God, tell me about it, man. I still have. I got the only Georgia jersey I got. It's Rodrigo Blankenship, my favorite player. Damn, he I mean, I can't even blame that loss on him. Shit,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
was more on Fromm. That was more on Jake fucking Fromm. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But shoot, man, I just want to call you up and just let you know, man. I appreciate everything you do. There's nothing I enjoy more than sitting down on Saturday watching your halftime reports and on Sundays. Watching your season is over videos. There's nothing I enjoy more, man. I just I hope you know that you got a forever fan. And go motherfucking dogs, baby.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Trent. Thank you for the kind words, man. It was good to hear from you. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Lou, how you doing, man?
Hey, Jacob. I'm good. How are you, buddy?
Hey, man. I'm doing pretty good. As you know, I'm a Kentucky man.
Yes.
Even though Kentucky won, they did not look good. And I appreciate you saying that you look forward to the Ole Miss game. But I got a couple of concerning facts for you.
Uh-oh. All right.
So, can you remember the last time that Mark Stoops won an SEC game at home?
Repeat that now.
Do you remember the last time Mark Stoops won an SEC game at home?
Was it against Florida?
It was against Florida 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's gone 2 years without an SEC win at home. And Zach Calzada's stat line against Toledo last week, 10 of 23 for a crisp 83 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Yep, I didn't like the Calzone when he was at Texas A&M. He's one of these guys that's been around forever with the injuries and the transfer routine, and I've never been a buyer on the Calzone. And the thing about, you almost start to feel bad for Kentucky. They got Will Levis, and he was okay, but that's the best they've done. And they do these portal quarterbacks every year. Brock Vandagriff was a complete bust, and I mean, that doesn't make me happy to say. I mean, that was a Georgia kid, you know, but I mean, he ended up being terrible. Now you're on to the Zach Calzada routine. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, Calzada's career is literally just the Bama game like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that, like you said, and that was forever ago. And I mean, even in Kentucky's good years where they get to 8 wins or whatever, it's offensive line, running game, and defense. And you're always, I'm always like, they need a quarterback and wide receiver, and it just seems like that never changes. And it's easier said than done. I mean, you can't just go out and grab one, but I mean, they've had bad luck with the quarterbacks in the portal. It hadn't worked out, and I'm not a Calzone fan. I don't think he's going to do well.
Yeah, I just think Mark Stoops has just never been able to develop a quarterback, like, regardless.
Yeah.
So, also, just completely random question, non-football related. Do you listen to REM? Because aren't you from Athens?
I'm not a huge REM fan. I mean, I like their hits, but like I couldn't tell you like any REM song that's never came on the radio or whatever. But I like the hits. Yeah.
Cool. I was
yeah,
just curious.
they're from Athens. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You have a good one, man.
All right, buddy. Yeah, you too. Good luck this weekend. I'll be watching. But I do like Ole Miss. I do like Ole Miss in that one. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Lou? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, buddy.
Yeah, man. How about them Knowles, man? I was really glad to see them actually bounce back pretty good after the disaster last year.
Yeah, I mean, they looked good. It wasn't a fluke. I mean, they were the better team, and they beat Bama from start to finish. I mean, sometimes when you see upsets happen, it's something weird like a blocked field goal returned for a kick, or the other team has some sort of fumble problem, or defensive touchdowns or something like that. But this was just, I mean, Florida State just lined up and they were just better. I mean, that's all there is to it. They pushed them around on both sides of the ball. They had the better quarterback in the game, clearly, with Castellanos outplaying Ty Simpson. And they just wanted the game more. I mean, that was just obvious from the get-go that Florida State was excited. They were fired up. They thought they could win, and they were right.
Yeah, man. It got me really excited, man. I can't wait to see what they're going to do this year with Gus Malzahn and Tony White. If they keep this up, I mean, the ACC then played, the playoffs then played. We just got to stay healthy because we don't have a lot of depth. But other than that, I feel like we can really make some noise this year.
Yeah, they got a game. Is the Clemson game at Clemson?
It is November 8th. I'm probably actually going to it. We live here in Easley, right near, like 30 minutes from Clemson.
Yeah, and you're a Florida State fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should try to go to that. I mean, right down the road, you don't get a chance to see them play that often, at least not that close. So you definitely should try to go if you can. That might be, I mean, that might end up being the game of the year in the ACC, It could be, both those teams could have no conference losses, or it could be a situation where each team has one, and so that becomes almost like an elimination game from the conference championship game. But, I mean, that's going to be a huge game late in the year. Massive game.
Oh, yeah. And we got Miami coming up on October 4th, too. That's going to be a good one.
You get them at home, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. You're going to have to win one of those, I would think, in order to make the ACC championship game.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so if you split those, you could probably then afford to lose some other game that maybe you're not expecting to lose, and you're sitting there at the end of the year, 10-2, and in the ACC championship game with a win over Bama to start the season, you'd be pretty much guaranteed, I would think, a spot in the playoffs at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on the big win, man. I am happy for the Florida State fans. I mean, I was wrong, like everybody else was. I haven't hid from that. I mean, I was dead wrong. Not only did I think Alabama would win, I thought they would cover the 13.5. I didn't think it would be particularly close. So, like everybody else, I was dead wrong. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. That's you, Brett.
Oh, my bad, man. I was just listening on my headphones, Lou. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a Gator fan. Called in a couple times, man. I was busting on Octavian in the chat there.
Yeah.
There's no perfect world where we get out of September without 3 losses here. I mean, I feel like we're going to lose to Texas, LSU, and we're going to. I guess I don't know who we play in September besides LSU, Texas.
At Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Talking about Florida, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, at Texas A&M, Miami, at LSU.
Oh, Texas A&M, that's it. Yeah, it's Miami. I think we beat Miami.
Texas at home.
That's it.
God, it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Every time I read through the Florida schedule, it shocks me every time. I mean, even though I've got it memorized, but every time I actually say it out loud, and that's all, by the way, before you play Georgia. So it's just unreal. So Florida plays Georgia around Halloween. Before they ever get to that game, they host Miami, a top 10 team. They play at LSU, a top 5 team. They host Texas, a top 10 team. It's just like there are no breaks. It really is a brutal schedule. I mean, if they go 7-5, it is what it is. I'm not making excuses for Florida fans, but like when you actually sit there and just say it out loud, it is an insanely hard schedule.
Yeah. That's enough to keep Napier's job 7-5. So my point being is, we don't have a coach that's going to get us through the victories there. It's the same schedule, but we're going to play that every year. We're in the SEC. So, I don't know. It's a tough road, but Napier ain't it. That's all I'm going to say. Napier ain't it. I appreciate you, Lou.
Yeah, buddy.
Good night, bro.
Yeah, man. Good luck the rest of the way, except the Georgia game, of course. I hope you lose by 100 in that one, but the rest of them, good luck. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, what's up, Uncle Lou?
Hey, buddy.
Is Octavian still available? Because I think it'd be interesting to have delusional Gator fan versus a realistic Gator fan. I'm getting tired of seeing all these Seminoles getting attention because they didn't deserve anything. They're probably going to lose to Virginia later in the year. Okay.
Dang. Florida State is?
Yeah. Florida State, they're that type of team, Lou. I can't stand it. I can't give them attention. They don't deserve attention. You got a bum-ass, soft-serve Bama team that have been soft-served since Nick Saban left. They lost to Vandy. Anybody can lose to Vandy in the SEC like Florida did, Georgia did a couple times, except for Alabama and LSU. You don't see them guys do it. But they hoop around, doing some jumping jacks, doing some damn cartwheels, everything. Think it's a damn circus beating Alabama. They're not the Nick Saban Alabama, so shut your mouth. I got a couple questions though for you, Uncle Lou, if Octavian's not coming. But do y'all miss Carson Beck? Do you miss Carson Beck a little bit?
Not yet. I mean, it may get to a point in the season where they do, but I don't think they miss Carson Beck right now. No.
Okay. Are you impressed with him with that Notre Dame? I know it's one game, but are you impressed with him?
I'm impressed, but it's not anything I didn't expect to see. I mean, I'm not one of these Georgia fans who's been spent the last 8 months shitting on Carson Beck. Carson Beck was the best player on Georgia's team last year. Like, he's a really good quarterback, and he's going to have video game numbers at Miami this season, I think. Like, it's not a surprise to me at all that he played well. It would be a surprise if he didn't.
That's true. I thought I'd expect Notre Dame to do better. There's a lot of surprises in week 1. I know it's going to sound bad, and everybody's going to shit on me, but as a Florida Gator fan, I am so happy that we beat somebody that is so bad, and we actually held them under 100 yards. We have not done that in years. We did not. Now, it's easy to beat the FCS team, but we've been averaging almost 200, 300 yards versus the FCS team. We finally held somebody under 100 yards, Lou.
Yeah, that is amazing.
How the hell did we even do that?
Of course, nobody had ever heard of that team and even knew they had a football team until they showed up on
Yeah.
Florida's schedule. So, like, I mean, just like all Power 4 teams aren't created equal, all FCS teams aren't created equal either, and you played one of the worst ones on the planet. Now, I'm not taking away from what you did. When you play a terrible team, the best you can do is shut them out and score a bunch of points, and that's what you did. So you did what you were supposed to do. But it's Epstein Island. I mean,
Oh, come on now, Lou. Come on, y'all facing Austin P. That's no better.
Well, actually, Austin P would beat Epstein Island by 30.
Oh,
Austin P's not any good either. I'm not here to hype Austin P up, but I mean,
goodness.
Austin P just beat the shit out of Middle Tennessee State, which is a middle of the road Group of 5 team.
They're no better either.
Who's
They've
no
always
better?
been at Mid Tennessee State.
Both of those teams are better than Epstein Island.
No,
Buddy.
I don't think so,
Buddy,
Lou. Come on now.
We'll revisit
Come on,
this.
Lou.
We're going to revisit this conversation in the middle of November, and we'll
come
take a
on,
look
Lou.
at what Austin P has done, and we'll take a look at what Epstein Island has done. But do you?
Oh my God! Come on,
They're not.
Lou.
They're probably not going to win a game.
I bet they would. I wanted to.
Okay.
Come on now, Lou. Hyping up Austin P.
I'm not hyping up Austin P. Austin P is terrible.
Oh, come on.
Austin P is terrible. I'm not hyping him up at all. But they would beat Epstein Island by 30.
Oh my God! Come on, Lou. Come on. Wait. I got a question. Why do we have a harder schedule than y'all? I mean, where's y'all where's y'all Power 4 opponents? We've been doing this the last 3 years.
Buddy, Georgia beat 4 playoff teams last year to get to the playoffs. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit about your schedule.
Oh, stop it, Lou. Hold on.
Georgia
Lou.
beat Clemson, Tennessee, and Texas twice before they ever got to the playoffs. Georgia was 4-0 against playoff teams last year. I don't want to hear shit about Florida's schedule. Win your games. Win the games.
Hold on, Lou. And if we did the
If
same
you
thing
beat
y'all
4
did-
playoff teams this year, guess what? You'll be in the playoffs too.
Oh, hold on now,
Beat 4
Lou.
playoff teams this year, and you'll be in the playoffs. That's all you have to do. Georgia did it. Why can't you
my
do it?
God. Oh, stop it, Lou. We would have done it. We would have.
What do you mean you would have done it? You had a chance to do it, and you went 7-5. What do you mean you would have done it?
We beat 2 ranked teams at the end of the year, Lou.
2 ranked teams. You beat 4 playoff teams. You have a chance to do that this year. If you do that, you'll be in the playoffs.
I tell you why. Lou. If we had, even though your schedule a little bit softer than ours last year, if we had the same schedule this year and like last year we did, and we faced 4 playoff teams, we would do the same thing as Georgia. Come on.
What? You played 4 playoff teams last year, and you lost to them all.
No. What happened here is, Lou, that
Or we can we can just cut out all the extra shit and say Georgia and Florida played last year. Who won?
Okay.
I mean, that's the best way to
come on
determine
now,
who's
Lou.
better between 2 teams is to watch them play. I watched Georgia and Florida play, and Georgia won by 2 touchdowns again.
Oh, stop it, man. Come on, Lou. Y'all had, come on.
What, we had better players? I know. It's not not fair. If Florida had Georgia's roster, well, shit, yeah.
We don't want nobody from Georgia.
If Florida had Georgia's roster,
Georgia,
they would have. They'd be 8-4 maybe. I mean, because they wouldn't be as good as Georgia. If Billy Napier had Georgia's roster, Florida wouldn't be as good as Georgia because you don't have as good of a coach, bud.
Oh, stop it, Lou. Damn it. Lou, nobody wants to have nobody from Georgia. Georgia players, I tell you what, Kirby Smart is a great schemer, great coach, no doubt. I can't argue with that. But y'all didn't have the players since Todd Gurley.
What?
Y'all didn't have no offensive players since Todd Gurley and Jake from State Farm, Lou.
What? Have you been watching football the last 5 years?
Hey.
Georgia didn't have the players?
So are you telling me?
Georgia had one of the best rosters of all
telling
time in 2021 and 2022, buddy.
Oh my God, no, sir. Come on.
Buddy.
And I'm a Gator fan.
Buddy, after the 2021 season, when Georgia won the Natty, they broke a record and had 15 players drafted. The following year, they won the Natty again and went undefeated. After having the most players ever drafted, they went on to win the Natty again.
Sir, Lou, come on. You can't
They
stop
haven't
hyping up
had
State
miss me with they ain't had no players. They've recruited in the top 3 every year for 9 years in a row. They don't have any players,
Hold on.
buddy.
Come on, the defense has been legit for a long time, no doubt. But y'all didn't have no offensive players, and didn't bit that damn mailman, trash man.
No offensive
And
players while they
nothing.
were busy scoring 42 points a game. They had a top 5 offense 3 years in a row.
It's schemes, Lou. Schemes, not the players. Y'all haven't recruited well since Mark.
Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yo, that
good.
nigga's an idiot. I ain't gonna lie. No
Well,
troll.
I think, hold on now. I think he's
My
white.
bad.
I think he's white.
My bad, but he's an idiot though.
So
Like Georgia,
he's a
but
cracker. I
Alabama-
think
wasn't
he's a cracker, I think.
my bad, but like, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Alabama's best receiver from Georgia?
Wasn't Alabama's best receiver from Georgia?
Jermaine Burton. Jermaine Burton.
I don't think he was ever Alabama's best receiver. He kind of flamed out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he kind of flamed
I
out.
don't know what he's doing with the Bengals right now, but like, I'm just saying. And AD Mitchell, dude, he went over to Texas. He was their number 2 wide receiver.
Yeah, now you're on to something there. AD Mitchell was a great receiver. Yeah, he was great.
But anyway, I don't know why people are like Florida. Like, I don't know why people are hyping up Florida this year though. That's the thing I'm trying to
Well, because
understand.
they haven't started losing yet. The losses are coming for Florida.
They're not good. They're not,
The losses are coming.
Everything's 5. Now my team is right now too, but I don't know how, but they just are. But it is what it is. But like, I don't even want to talk about the game this weekend. Oregon about to beat us by fucking 90. But Lou, do you think Oklahoma State gonna make a bowl game this year though?
I hope not. I used to like Gundy, and the last 4 or 5 years he's lost me. I don't know what he's. It's like he doesn't even want to be a football coach anymore. I don't know. I mean, he's all over the place with what he's saying now, and I don't know. They need to move on from him.
He don't spend no money. That's the problem.
He's
still a
like
good
Mark
coach, but
Stoops
he
at Kentucky. That's what he's like Mark Stoops at Kentucky. Like
Whoa,
Oklahoma
whoa,
State
whoa,
is so
whoa.
afraid. Oklahoma State is so afraid that they're going to, oh, well, if we get rid of Stoops, what if we, we might only win 4 or 5 games a year. So they're happy to be bad. I don't know, man. They need to move on from him. The game has passed him by. You know what he is? He's Midwest Dabo Swinney with less talent. Him and Dabo Swinney are about the same, honestly. Dabo Swinney's a better coach, but like their mindset and their mentality and like the way they look at college football today, it's just passed them by.
I mean, it's the perfect time. There is no premier team in the Big 12 right now. Like Arizona State, they good, but they was 1 year. Utah, they're 1 injury away from breaking their whole season. Kansas isn't good. K-State's trash. Iowa State, they're average. They're average to above average. Like it's the perfect time to. Like I'm not saying fire him, but like he needs to be able to spend money.
Yeah.
We brought in the whole new defense this year though, basically. So I mean, hopefully we're actually good defensively because I'm not watching last year's defense play ever again.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Good luck to you on Saturday.
All right, Terry. Thank you for the call, buddy. It was good to hear from you. Brett Brown, thank you for hitting the super chat. He says, if my Gators go to the Natty, I will pay Octavian $50. That's on y'all. I don't do the middleman thing for bets. So whatever bets y'all make in the comment section, it's up to y'all to settle all that. Kyle says, where were all these FSU fans at last year? Fair question for the fair weather fans. I was here taking the beating on the chest. Yes, you were. Now, to be fair to the Florida State fans, this does happen. Like when teams get really bad, it's not just Florida State. It happens to other fan bases too. I see less of them. I see less of them around. You wait. Let Alabama go 7-5 for a couple of years in a row. You won't be able to find an Alabama fan on here. And the thing about Alabama fans that's going to be so hard for them is that a lot of them anyway, have never experienced it. They don't know what it's like to be laughed at and clowned. They don't know what it's like to go into a game against an average team and fear losing the game. They don't know that feeling, a lot of them. Any Alabama fan under the age of 30 was 12 years old the last time Alabama had to, the last time Alabama was what they appear to be now. And so it's going to be really hard for them. And even the ones that are older, that have seen Alabama be bad before, they've never seen Alabama be bad in the social media age. Facebook didn't become a thing till 2007, 2008, right when Saban was hired. YouTube didn't really become a thing until around that same time. Twitter wasn't around. So even older Alabama fans who have seen bad Bama seasons don't know what it's like to be on social media when Bama is bad. And they're not going to handle it well. Their way of handling it is going to be to log off for a long time. That's what a large portion of them. Not all of them. It's never all of them, but a lot of them. A lot of them will disappear. There's no question about it. Nicholas DePerno, thank you for the super chat. He says, what team has the most fans in college football? I don't know if there's really a way to determine that. I mean, some of the biggest, worldwide, some brands, Notre Dame is like a recognizable brand worldwide, pretty much. And there's a handful of teams. It's basically the Blue Bloods, Texas, Southern Cal, maybe Ohio State and Michigan to a little lesser degree than like Notre Dame and some other teams, Bama, of course. But as far as calculating who actually has the most fans, that would be hard to do. I've been doing this for 10 or 11 years. So I could say which fan bases have had the largest presence on my channel, but that doesn't really correlate to college football as a whole because I have a limited audience. And the teams that tend to be around, or the fans that tend to be around this channel, tend to be fans of teams that we tend to talk about. So it's a lot of SEC, a lot of Tennessee fans, Alabama fans, Auburn, South Carolina, Florida, of course, and then outside of the SEC, it's pretty much like the popular teams in college football that I talk about. So you got Ohio State fans, Michigan fans, Florida State, Miami, Texas and Oklahoma, even though now they are in the SEC. But as far as who has the most fans, outside of just naming the biggest brands in college football, I don't know that there's really a definitive way of even knowing that. Let's see. Bertonius says Brett's money is safe. He had $50 for the Gators to the Natty. Yeah. Probably is safe. Yeah. Probably is safe. Harlan Harris, thank you for the super chat. He says Octavian versus Florida State, man, was great through 1 week. What's your FSU versus Florida score prediction? Thanks. Go Noles. Man, it's hard. It's hard not to lean Florida State in that one right now. Not because of anything Florida's done, but we've at least seen Florida State play a Power 4 opponent. It would be hard for me to even make a pick on that game right now, never mind a score prediction, until we at least see Florida play a Power 4. I mean, whatever we think about Alabama, they're better than Epstein Island, which is the only thing we've seen Florida play. And Florida was impressive, but I don't know. I think to do a score prediction, you need to see them play a couple of Power 4 teams each probably before I could have any confidence level at all in making some kind of a score prediction. Napier ain't it. Whoa, Tide. All right, I think we're just about caught up here on the super chats. If my Gators go to the Natty, I'll pay Octavian $50. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Cal Poke Ranch, thank you for the super chat. Good to see you in here. He says Gundy's 2022 season might be one of the biggest coaching scandals in college football history, may even be criminal. He's a cancer on us. Oh, no. Yeah, the fans starting to turn on him would not be good. I mean, that's one way to find yourself out of a job once you lose fan support, because fan support is directly tied to donations, and donations now are directly tied to the money you have available for rev share and other things. So you start to lose fan support and donor support. That's a pretty surefire way to find yourself out of a job sooner rather than later on that. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey Lou, how's it going?
Good.
That's a random question. Out of Alabama and Tennessee, what would you say over the years would be the most ignorant and loud fan base?
Tennessee.
I would agree. I don't, as of course, Florida fan, I don't like Tennessee, but what was it, 2 years ago when the fans started like saying that crap about Brock Bowers like that? That's like more than football. Like you shouldn't ever say anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Brock Bowers had a knee injury, but was going to play through it, and they were making comments about breaking his leg and shit like that. Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, these are the same Tennessee fans who cheered when Nick Chubb tore his ACL at Neyland Stadium. They literally cheered as he was being carried off the field into the locker room. And crying, and they were literally cheering and singing the na 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 hey goodbye. Yeah, these are some of the worst human beings on the planet.
People
do that,
and just in general forget about football. Yeah, Georgia Tennessee next week. That's going to be a very interesting game. What do you think about that so far?
Who?
Georgia versus Tennessee next Saturday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
Okay. Well, that's all I got for you, but I'll be talking to you later.
All right, buddy. Good to hear from you. Thank you for the call. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. How you doing?
Doing good, buddy. How are you?
All right. I'm doing well. This call is for the ACC fans, man. The Florida State, man. Clemson, man. Check this out. The Big 12 is better than y'all. Utah is better than y'all. We're better than y'all. I don't want to hear shit from the ACC. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of it. We're a couple years behind. Eventually, we'll be number 2. But as far as the ACC trying to act like they're somebody, they're fucking nobody, all right? You guys are nobodies. You guys aren't doing shit. Florida State, you got a good little win. That shit was garbage. Bama's fucking weak right now, and they're probably going to continue to be weak. And I'm going to end the call with this. Fuck Michigan. Have a great one, Lou.
Okay, thank you for the call. That was another good one. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou.
Hey, buddy.
I heard you talking about Sellers earlier. I was just wondering what you thought about Carolina's defense, especially since people talked all offseason about they weren't going to be able to replace everything they lost in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to tell anything after 1 week, no matter who you play. So obviously, playing a Power 4 opponent, you can tell more from that than, say, Georgia playing Marshall or Florida playing Long Island. But I don't really think Virginia Tech's that good. But I thought the defense played well. What's his name? Dylan Stewart. Is that his name? He'd start anywhere, obviously. I think it's probably more of a depth concern for South Carolina when you look at the defense as the season goes along and people are bound to get banged up and things like that. What does the defense look like 4 or 5 weeks from now? But I thought they played well against Virginia Tech.
Who do you think their biggest or hardest win would be at this point? LSU?
At LSU is almost anybody that has to play at LSU. That's probably their hardest game of the year because of the environment. If LSU is a top 10 or 15 team, and it looks like they are, I don't know that there's a more difficult game anyone can play than at LSU when they're a top 10 team. That is almost an impossible task. And it comes in the middle of just a ridiculous stretch of games for South Carolina. I mean,
that's the start of that stretch, isn't it?
It might be. I know it's at LSU, and then I think home against Bama.
Yeah.
Home against like Oklahoma, or is it at Oklahoma? No, it's home against Oklahoma and at Ole Miss or something like that. It's just a ridiculous 4-game stretch. I mean, any team in the country would be lucky to go 2-2 there.
Yeah. And one last thing about the last caller with the Tennessee fans, I will add that they did the same thing to Marcus Lattimore back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but I blindly believe you, and I'm not surprised at all. It's on brand for them. All right, buddy. Yeah, thank you for the call. Yeah, that's completely on brand. Look, there's some Tennessee fans that have been around here for a long time that I love. I've got personal friends in real life before YouTube that are diehard Tennessee fans. It's not all Tennessee fans, of course, but there have been more classless Tennessee fans on the internet in my 11 years of doing this than any other fan base. And whoever is in second place, it's not even close. It's mostly YouTube and Twitter where people can hide behind being anonymous and shit. You see less of it on Facebook because people tend to be doing and saying things on Facebook with their real name and pictures and their family and all that on there. Not all the time, but generally that's the case. But Twitter and YouTube, where people have a sense of anonymity sometimes, Tennessee is the fan base that has been the just like worst that humanity has to offer. Not all of them. Not all of them. But if you're asking me the fan base that it's Tennessee. It's Tennessee. Jacob Giles, thank you for the super chat. He says, where do you think Utah could end up now that they have an actual offense, considering they lost 6 games by less than 1 score with no offense? Well, let me address the second part first, because I hear this every year about a handful of teams. Yeah, we lost so whatever amount of games, but 5 of them were by 1 score or less. Okay, so it was terrible coaching then. That's what that means. Now, I know the injuries that Utah had last year. They were decimated. When you're losing 6, 7, 8 games by 1 score, you're getting out-coached in the second half of every one of those games is what's happening. So that's my thoughts. So that's number one on that. I don't buy that as a – we used to hear this about Nebraska all the time. For a decade, we heard this about Nebraska. Well, yeah, they went 5-7 again, but 4 of their losses were by 4 points or less. Okay, so it's terrible coaching. Okay. So that's what I think of that in general. I don't. If you lose 1 game, I mean, yeah, that can be dumb luck. Ball bounced the wrong way. You lose in 6 games by 4 points, you're getting out-coached. The first part of the question, where do you think Utah could end up now they have an actual offense? I think the sky is the limit for Utah in terms of their ability to reach the playoffs. I don't think there's any team in the Big 12 that can win 2 playoff games. The reason I say 2 is because you never know how the matchups are going to go. It is possible that a Big 12 team gets matched up against the Group of 5 team or a second team from the ACC or something like that. But I don't think there's a Big 12 team that would win 2 playoff games. But I do think Utah is in the group of 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 Big 12 teams that can win the Big 12 and make the playoffs. And I did not think Utah was in that group before I saw them play last week. They are better right out of the gate than I thought they would be offensively. I thought it would take them a few games, maybe even half the season, to start clicking offensively because they have so much new there, including quarterback and coordinator. But they looked like they were in midseason form this past weekend on the road at UCLA. UCLA is pretty bad. It's not a tough place to play because there was nobody there. It was sad to watch that home environment there. But Utah looked better than I thought they would. So I now lump Utah into a group of teams that includes Arizona State, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Kansas, BYU, Texas Tech, whatever 6, 7, 8 teams you think are at or near the top of the Big 12. I think any of those teams could potentially win it, and I think Utah's in that mix now. Whereas a week ago I didn't think that. I thought they were a tier below that because of so much new. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, how are you, Uncle Lou?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm a South Carolina fan.
You're a who fan?
And I agree. I think LSU, South Carolina.
Okay, South Carolina.
Yeah. I agree. I think LSU is going to be a pretty big hump. I think if we get over that, we're in a good spot. But say things are going right, we pick up where we left off last year. Sellers is doing his thing. The receivers come into their own. Defense is playing lights out. We make the playoffs. Do whatever we need to do to make the playoffs. Do you think we have the talent? Because I really believe Sellers is the best quarterback in the country, and we have two other absolute freaks, obviously Nick Harbor and Dylan Stewart. Do you think we have the talent this year to potentially win a natty? I'm not saying I think it's going to happen. I'm just curious what you think.
No.
No shot? You don't think at all?
I don't think South Carolina can beat 4 top 10 teams in a row.
I agree with that. But let me ask you this as well, last thing I'll say. Do you think no matter if we play anyone in the country, you think we have a chance to win?
Yes, because of Lenor Sellers, yeah. And you've got other good pieces around him, but Lenor Sellers is the type of player like Cam Newton at Auburn, like Mike Vick at Virginia Tech 25 years ago, like Lamar Jackson at Louisville. When he gets hot, he can carry a team to a win. We saw him do it last year against Clemson. So South Carolina will have a shot going into every game, I think. Now, they may end up getting blown out a time or two. We just talked about a really tough schedule that they have in the middle of the season, and it may catch up to them, and you don't know what sorts of injuries might be around the corner or whatever, so they could get blown out a time or two. But when you have a guy like Lenor Sellers, you have at least a shot entering every game, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's just. We've never had a player like him. I guess Clowney, but that's just completely different position.
Clowney, Lattimore,
yeah, I mean, it's just, we've never been
a couple of wide receivers. Yeah. You've had some all-time greats. They've been spread out. Instead of all, if you had them all on one team, be a different story. But they've got a chance in every game they play because of Lenor Sellers.
That's what I think is different. I've never been able to confidently say, like, we used to play Georgia all the time, 55-0. LSU used to roll us, Bama, obviously. I've never been able to say that I confidently give us a significant chance every game, which is why I think if we get a place to do something, but obviously, I don't.
I'm going to have to let you go. You're breaking up, and we can't hear you. And it sounds like you might be in your car, too, but you were breaking up real bad, and we couldn't hear you. I mean, you look at South Carolina's schedule. There's obviously the Clemson game at the end of the year, but then you got that 4-game stretch, and then you go, okay, well, what do we know? What do we know so far during the season? Well, maybe the Bama games looks a little easier today than it did a week ago, right? Because they didn't look that good. But maybe the LSU game looks a little more difficult. So, my preseason prediction, I had South Carolina beating Alabama at home, losing to LSU on the road. I still think that's the best case scenario, like that you split those. Then you got the other two, at Ole Miss and home against Oklahoma. Can you split those? Could you win them both? If South Carolina goes 3-1 in that 4-game stretch, then you're talking about potentially making the playoffs. Then you're talking about them potentially making the playoffs. If they go 3-1 in that 4-game stretch, home against Bama, at LSU, at Ole Miss, home against Oklahoma. If they somehow go 3-1 through those 4 games, then you start to see a path open up that could end in the playoffs for South Carolina. The Clemson game at the end of the year could be huge, especially if South Carolina hasn't qualified for the SEC championship game. That could be a de facto playoff game. It almost was last year. So there's nobody else on hold, so I'm going to shut the phones down. So no more phone calls. But since it is Thursday, we will hang out, and I will read the chat for a while. Tyler Harrison, thank you for the super chat. He says, wait till Bama and Florida have some bad years and bad coaching changes waiting to get a good coach. They soon will be the most annoying fan base. Just watch. Well, Florida's doing that now. Florida's, how many bad coaches in a row have they hired? 5? I mean, they haven't had a good coach since Urban Meyer. And he left in 2010, 2009, something like that. And it's been a string of bad hires for Florida since then. And as far as the Alabama thing goes, we'll see what ends up happening with Kalen DeBoer. But, I mean, it's hard to go from a great coach to another great coach. That very rarely happens, even at a place like Bama. I mean, Bear Bryant left after the 1982 season. They didn't win anything again until 1992, so they went 10 years in the wilderness. They won a natty in 92 with Gene Stallings. But then things got really bad at Bama from 92 to Saban. There were some years where they were really bad. But that was a long time ago for Bama. But the Florida fans have been experiencing that for 10 years. Now, Tennessee fans experienced it for about 15 years in between Phil Fulmer and Heupel. You know, Lane Kiffin, before he became a good head coach, Lane Kiffin didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Lane Kiffin, Derek Dooley, Butch Jones, Jeremy Pruitt. I mean, these guys were terrible. Josh Heupel is something above terrible. He's not, you can't describe Josh Heupel as a terrible coach. He's something above that. Is he a great coach? No, not yet anyway. Could he become one? Maybe. Is he a good coach? Yeah. Top 15, top 20 coach in the country for sure. Grayson, thank you for the super chat. Do you think UNC will ever succeed? No. Is it a coaching problem, talent problem, or a culture problem? Didn't see you at the casino this past weekend. Wasn't there. That's why you didn't see me. It's because I wasn't there. I was there on Wednesday and Thursday last week. I have thought for a long time that I'm talking the state of North Carolina, the state of Virginia, and the state of Arizona. All three of those states should have a football team that is significant, that is constantly ranked. Some school in North Carolina, some school in Virginia, some school in Arizona should be a top 25 football program. And there's not. Arizona State made the playoffs last year, but, before that, they were garbage for a long time. Virginia Tech hasn't been good in 20 years. I don't remember the last time Virginia was good. North Carolina wins 8 or 9 games once every 10 years, twice every decade. NC State has an 8-win ceiling. And Wake Forest and Duke, Duke won 9 games last year. It's one of the best seasons they've ever had. I don't know. Dak just asked Jalen Carter for a ride home. Who ended up winning that game? Is it still on? 24-20. The Eagles are winning. 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I played a teaser on that game. I have a teaser. I've got Eagles -2 and over 42 points. It's already gone over 42 points, so now I just need the Eagles to win by 2. I did a 6-point teaser. You move the line 6 points one way or the other. I moved the line down to Eagles -2, and I moved the total down to 42. Took the over on the total and the Eagles -2. So I need the Eagles to hang on and win that game by more than 2. Degenerate Georgia gambler. I'm a huge degenerate, dude. You have no idea. I don't know if you're trolling me or if that's a compliment, but I take that as a compliment. But I'm a huge degenerate gambler. There's no doubt about it. Who do you trust the most to win the Natty? I got to think Ohio State or Georgia, even though Penn State is your pick. Well, I obviously trust Penn State the most. They were my pick to win the Natty. But I think Ohio State's got a chance. Georgia's got a chance. Everybody I thought had a chance heading into the season, I still think has a chance with the exception of Alabama. Alabama's not winning a Natty. If Alabama doesn't straighten things out fast, they're going to be playing in November trying to get bowl eligible. Lou, you're on late. Yeah, Thursdays, I can stay on late on Thursdays. Tuesdays, I have to end the show at a reasonable time for reasons that don't matter to y'all. It's just personal reasons that go on, or, life reasons. I have to end the show a little bit earlier on Tuesdays, but Thursdays I can stay on late. Yeah, I mean, I picked Penn State to lose to Ohio State in the regular season. But you know me, I don't think anybody's going undefeated, but still somebody's got to win the Natty. But so I did pick Penn State to lose to Ohio State in the regular season. But I picked Penn State to win the Natty. Gunnar Stockton is a better QB than Arch Manning. I mean, it's such a limited sample size for both of them. It's hard to say right now. I think who's better. I think we'll know we'll know before the Georgia Texas. I mean, you'll know in a month. You'll know for sure. Gunnar played against Marshall. Arch played against the number one team in the nation. Gunnar got his first ever start against Notre Dame in the playoffs, a top 5 defense, and threw for 250 yards with 60% completion percentage. So if you're just going off the best team each quarterback has played, then Gunnar Stockton is better. Gunnar Stockton was not the problem against Notre Dame. He completed 60% of his passes for 250 yards. Arch Manning would have to play Texas 3 times to get those numbers. Does Oregon have a shot at the Natty? Yes. I also think Oregon has a shot at missing the playoffs. Oregon has a wide range of possibilities to me this season. I think they're going to lose to Penn State in a couple of weeks. They play at Penn State in a couple of weeks. I think they're losing that game. And if they lose 1 or 2 more, they could find themselves out of the playoffs. But I do think they're a team that if they get in the playoffs could win it. There's nothing. Wisconsin can't get DeBoer fired. Alabama's not firing Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer will be the coach at Alabama for every game this year and every game next year, unless he quits. But he's not getting fired. Alabama's not paying a $77 million buyout. That's not happening, nor is anybody else. Texas A&M paid Jimbo $70 million before revenue share. Nobody is paying that anymore. It's not happening. There were only 3 coaches fired at the end of last season, and the highest buyout paid was $9 million. These schools don't have the money. They have to pay $21 million a year to the players starting this year. The days of the $50, $60, and $70 million buyout are over. It's not happening, Truth. He's not getting fired. They're not paying a $77 million buyout. Last season for Bobo. Hopefully his son does well. I don't know that this is the last season for Bobo unless you're saying he'll retire after his son leaves? I don't know. I don't know about that. Kirby Smart may be fired. Okay, we've reached low-level troll point of the show now. What did I think of Nico? He was terrible, and I was happy to see it, and so was every other college football fan on earth except for UCLA fan. I've never seen anybody rooting against a player like I see people rooting against Nico. I've never seen anything. There's been other players that people didn't like. I've never seen it this lopsided. You can't find any. I mean, the general college football fan is so against Nico, it's unbelievable. And I am too. I feel bad. I don't like rooting against individual players. I really don't. There's only been a handful of college football players that I've legitimately not liked, but Nico is one of them. I don't like what he did. I don't like the way he handled it. And blaming it on the parents or the agent or whatever it is. He could have stopped it. He could have said no. I didn't like it at all. I was so happy that Tennessee told him to kick rocks. And I hope he doesn't win a game. I hope he's terrible. I hope he doesn't get drafted. I hope the $6 million he made from Tennessee is the most money he ever makes. I like Carson Beck played good, really good. Stream the game. What game? I'm streaming the Louisville James Madison game tomorrow right here on YouTube. And then on Saturday, I'm streaming all the primetime games on Patreon. Let's see. Eagles still winning 24-20, 4.5 minutes to go. Let's pull the schedule up. So Saturday night on Patreon, we will hang out and watch Michigan and Oklahoma, Arizona State and Mississippi State, UL Monroe and Alabama. Boy, can you imagine if UL Monroe was winning that game early in the second quarter or something? UCLA at UNLV will be a good game. There's several good games on Saturday night, so we'll be streaming all those over on Patreon. And then tomorrow night I'll be on YouTube for Louisville and James Madison. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. So there is a stream tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't mean to post that. The phone system is shut down. I didn't mean to post that. I'm done with the phone calls today. UNLV will beat UCLA. Yeah, I think so. I bet on the game, so I hope they win. UCLA's favored in that game by like 2.5. I took UNLV plus the points. Pappy Trappy, thank you for the super chat. Lou, did you hear FSU's a blue blood now? Well, I did hear that on Tuesday, and I lost my fucking mind about it, too, because they're clearly not a blue blood. Bryce looked pretty good. I want to see what he does against a good defense. Well, you're going to see it on Saturday. you're going to see what he does against a good defense on Saturday. We'll see. I don't know. I'm picking Oklahoma in that one. That's a tall task for a true freshman to go on the road and win there in Norman. Tall task there. There's the link to the Patreon for those of you that want to hang out Saturday night and watch the primetime games. Michigan, Oklahoma, UCLA, UNLV, Bama, and UL Monroe. Boy, can you imagine if Bama's losing that thing in the second quarter, like 13-6 or something. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Bama handles them, but boy, if they don't, that crowd is going to turn on them quick. Yeah, I don't really understand the infatuation with the blue blood thing either that certain fan bases seem to have. It's kind of strange. Do you ever watch the film guy? No, I don't have any interest in watching somebody play the same play 11 times in a row and explain to me why the left guard did what he did. That's just boring to me. I don't have any interest in that kind of shit at all. I told people that season that Justin Fields was better than Jake Fromm. Bro, you have no idea. If you weren't around this channel then, you have no idea the heat I took for that. And then it became a race issue because there was the baseball player or whatever at Georgia who got caught calling Justin Fields the N-word, and so then that just added this whole other. It should have just been as simple as a football thing. This guy is a better football player than that guy, but it became this whole racial. It was bad. It was real bad. Woo is racist. No, I was the opposite of that because I thought Fields should have been playing. So I became whatever they call white people who like are on the black man's side. What do they call it? Whatever that is. I forget whatever they call that. That's what I was because I thought Justin Fields would be a better quarterback than Jake Fromm. And I was right, by the way. He was so much better it wasn't even funny. No, like people told me I had white guilt and all that, and all that. I'm like, do you think it's just possible that I think Justin Fields is a better football player than Jake Fromm? It was a mess. Lou, I remember the video from 2015 after the Bama-Georgia game. Fire Mark Rick movement was in full swing. Got me hooked to the channel. I'm not even a Georgia fan. Love the takes, man. Hey, thanks, Clark. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, Georgia was supposed to beat Bama again that year in 2015, and by the end of the first quarter, it was 28-0 Alabama. And it was pouring down rain. Yeah, it was bad. Real bad. And I went and sat in I remember it was pouring down rain. I went and sat in my car, lit a cigarette, propped my phone up on the dash of my car, hit record, and that's probably one of the most real talk videos I ever made. That no one was watching me back then. That was a tiny channel back then. No one was watching, but that video blew up. But that was as real of a video as you'll ever see. Yeah, nice guys finished last, and Jesus Christ didn't play football for a reason. Yeah. Cowpoke Ranch, thank you again for the super chat. He says, next call in, I'm going to call in and expose Oklahoma State for the most criminal organization in modern college football, prison time stuff. Stay tuned. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, so yeah, call in next week and tell me what that's about. I don't know anything. I haven't heard about that. Best halftime video was 2024 when he said he's done with Carson Beck and he made his doo-doo list. Sitting in a car listening to the rain fall is so... You can hear the rain hitting the car. You can see the pain. I'll tell you this. All of you who found my channel in the last 4 or 5 years since Georgia kind of turned the page and has been one of the better programs around, go back and watch my videos from 2014 and 2015. If your team is struggling, go back and watch my videos from 2014 and 2015 and let me know how relatable that is. It's pure pain. You can see the pain on my face in those videos. I wasn't even doing this for a living back then. It was a hobby. It was just. It was bad. The name of the video is Alabama 100 and something UGA 10. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the actual score.
Best inventory of safety.
You hear the rain? God, this is bad. Mark Richt is a nice guy. He's a good person. But, like the saying goes, nice guys finish last! I'm so sick and tired of the same old shit. It's not that you lose. You get run off the field. They show the fans leaving in the third quarter. I don't blame them. The University of Georgia Athletic Department ought to mail every single fan that paid money to go to that game today, they ought to mail them each $500. $500. I don't care what they paid for the ticket. I don't care if it was a free ticket. You need to pay these fans back for their time and inconvenience. You can't tell me that Alabama's players are that much better than Georgia's players. You get outcoached time and time again. I'm embarrassed, ashamed, I have argued with Georgia fans to the point I just can't do it anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'd rather win 7 or 8 games a year than to keep getting let down over and over and over and over and over and over. I don't. You're a good guy. He's a good guy. I want, I would want my kid to play there. All this bull crap that you hear. He's a good Christian guy. Jesus Christ didn't play football for a reason. Football is not a nice game. I'm sick. I'm tired of it. Congratulations to the Alabama fans. Your team was much better than ours. Your coaches are much better than ours. You dominated from start to finish. There's nothing. I can't say anything good about UJ with this performance. Nothing. You look like trash. You look like garbage. Congratulations, Law Tide, John Bolts, Ramajama Taylor, Hoss, Crunkman. I think that's all the video makers. Yeah, down bad. Down bad back in them days. Down bad back in them days. About the only thing I had forward to look, or the only thing I had to look forward to back in those days was hopefully beating South Carolina every year. That was about it. Yeah, 2016 is when I started breaking TVs. '19 South Carolina game. That was the last home game Georgia lost.
This.
Dang, this is a popular one too. This one has over 100,000 views. That I was doing there. You know, it's almost fitting to me that we ended up losing that game on a missed field goal by the greatest field goal kicker in the history of planet Earth. Because if there was anything that could have gone wrong in this game when Georgia had the ball, it did. Hats off to South Carolina. Listen, this wasn't a fluke or a lucky win. I said it at halftime. South Carolina looked like the better team and was outplaying us, and that was the case for this entire game. And when on the live stream that I was doing during the game, when South Carolina missed that field goal there in the second overtime, I even said, man, this isn't right. Georgia doesn't deserve to win this game this way, like this, because South Carolina down to their third string quarterback, injuries all over the field on both sides of the ball for South Carolina. They played better the entire game. They dominated both lines of scrimmage, and then they missed that chip shot field goal in the second overtime, and so it looked like Georgia was going to have a chance to win there. Of course, they ended up missing the field goal too. But I said at the time, this is you almost, like, I felt bad. Like, if South Carolina loses this game, it's a damn shame because they were clearly the better team. And I'm just kind of glad this happened now, so I don't have to spend the rest of the season hoping and wishing like I've spent the last 2 seasons hoping and wishing, just so we can get our dreams crushed in the national championship game or the SEC title game. I'm just glad this happened now. This offense that Georgia's trotting out on the field every week is absolutely pitiful. I've been saying this over and over. Maybe this will be the game that will wake some of these other people up and they'll finally start realizing, it's 2019 and absolutely nobody is impressed anymore that Georgia can line up against teams like Murray State, Arkansas State, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and just out-talent them by running the most basic, simple, middle school, vanilla ice cream offense known to man. Watch the LSU-Florida game tonight. Ask yourself, is LSU a better team this year than they have been the last 7 or 8 years? Yes. Why? They're running a grown-up offense. And as long as Georgia continues, it's no one thing about Georgia's offense. It's not just Jake Fromm. It's not just the wide receivers. It's not just James Coley. It's not just Kirby Smart being too heavily involved in the offense. It's all of those things. It's the overarching philosophy. It's the conservative nature of the Georgia offense. It's the pass routes that we run. It's the route trees that we have. It's wide receivers not being able to beat one-on-one coverage against a good South Carolina secondary, but not elite. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. And again, that's not a knock on South Carolina. I don't know how many different ways I can say it. They absolutely manhandled us in today's game and were the better team and deserved to win. But when you look at some of the other teams that you do consider to have elite secondaries, your Floridas, your LSUs, your Texases, teams like that, you can't beat man coverage against these teams with below 500 records. And why is that? We've got a roster full of 4 and 5. I don't know who asked for that one, but that one was pretty boring. That one was pretty boring. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Louisville is hosting James Madison. Don't sleep on James Madison. They're a good group of 5 team. They got to go on the road and play Louisville, so we'll see how Louisville can handle them. But I'll be live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. If y'all want to watch some football and hang out and talk college football, come back on over to the channel tomorrow night at 7, and we'll hang out, watch the game, and talk college football. Hope everybody has a good Friday. Try to behave yourselves. I'll also be on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. for the college kickoff show. I do that every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. during the season. We have a pretty good time. So, anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. Call-in shows every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Yep. Yeah. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7. Have a good morning.